On everybody, what's going on, everybody? Welcome, Cappers Nation Live Thursday game day edition, Thursday the 19th of December. Glad to have everybody here. Welcome. Another day, another dollar. Gonna be another great day to put some money in your pocket. Glad to have everybody here, ready to rock, ready to roll, ready to be breaking down some games. Going to do a recap of everything that we had yesterday, from our leans in the live show to our official plays. We're going to go over it all, one by one, piece by piece. And then we're going to start putting some money in your guys' pocket. Good morning, everybody. Glad to have everybody here tuning in. I see we already froze the camera and we just got started. Starting out. Let's see who's in the house tuning in with us. Good morning, Cappers Nation. Welcome, Patsy, Rio, Tito, Joe, Mark, and Todd, as well as everybody else. Jeff tuning in up in Canada. Everybody tuning in. Always glad to have everybody here. Always a great time. Welcome. Just getting all my computer systems up and running. I don't think we're going to need to plug in the iPad, although we're a little low. We're at 53%, but we should be able to get through it. If you guys have never seen the systems that we run, it's pretty kind of cool. Got a MacBook Pro over here, iMac 27, iMac 27 Pro here, and the iPad Pro. So it's appled out. Jared, good morning. You need these on January 2nd? Well, you just let me know what you need. Brian, the game of the year moved 5 cents already at Bet365. I would not be surprised. It was dropping. And when we hammered it, I think it's going to start going back up because we got a lot of people on it already. And again, if you're not on our game of the year, our NFL game of the year, you need to get on board it. You need to get on board. It's primed. It's ready to roll. And it's absolutely fantastic. Well, I can't help you log into your account on the live show. If you want to get with me after the live show, I'll be more than happy to do that. But nothing's changed on our end. So you're probably entering your username or email address or your password wrong. Willow says, great lean on St. Mary's. Didn't even need the money line. No, we did not. That St. Mary's breakdown was spot on and 100% correct. Anthony, good morning. Willow, good morning. Mr. Watson, Mr. Ruby, always glad to have everybody here. We've got our email going out, letting everybody know that we're live. We're already posted on the website, or airing on the website, Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, and just about everywhere. So always glad to have everybody here. If you're new to the channel, first of all, welcome. We go live 7 days a week, smashing the games. Do us a favor, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you get subscribed to our YouTube channel. That way you don't miss a beat. As well, hit that thumbs up button if you appreciate all the hard work. Ryan says, hey, everyone, got VCU -5. They were up 11 with 50 seconds. I'll take the push considering they were down 8 at the half. I won't take the push. I'm very upset about the push, but nothing we can do about it. They were actually up 8 with just a couple seconds left, and they gave up a buzzer 3 with a half a second left to kill our VCU bet yesterday, which would have gave me a back-to-back 3 in one day. Instead, I had to settle for 2 1-1. Hey, I mean, winning's winning and profitable is profitable, but it still did not make me happy, to say the least. I was actually kind of pissed. I mean, I did pound the VCU second half, so I mean, I guess I made a little extra there, but sometimes a push feels like a loss, especially when you were up by 11 with 50 seconds to go and you let them backdoor themselves right back into it with a half a second to kill your cover. But hey, beggars can't be choosers. We can't take them all. So we move forward. We move forward into another good day, another winning day. I swear Apple wants me to update my software every single time I open my phone. It's update your software this, update your software that. Alrighty. Utah killing Kentucky yesterday. Blah. It always stinks to get those last-minute losses, but hey, I can't complain. Not only did we get a push on the Denver Nuggets late as a premium play, we also got the Portland Trailblazers win late in the game with free throws. So I can't complain there. We got that one yesterday. Free plays yesterday. Let's just do the recap real quick. We'll get it out of the way. For everybody that doesn't know, recap of all the games we gave out from yesterday. Let me adjust my computer screen a little bit. There we go. Go a little higher. There we go. For everybody that doesn't know, free plays yesterday ended up going 1 win and a push, 1-0-1. Portland Trailblazers laying 9.5. That was a winner. By the seat of our pants, by the seat, and the skin of our asses, basically. We ended up pushing VCU laying the 5, as you guys all know. As far as premium plays, a 1-1 day. Valparaiso laying 9.5. Winner, down even bigger than VCU at the half, and they came back and marched right back and absolutely pounded High Point in the second half like they should have done the entire game. Denver Nuggets laying 9, down 15 at the half, come back, win by 9, up by 11 at one point. Full opportunity to cover, and they didn't. We needed that one for a 2-1 day, so we settled with a 1-1 day, and then we ended up with the trash game of Kentucky last night for our one premium play loss. Let's see. Personal plays 2-1-1 on the day. VCU, which was that one at the end. VCU for the push. Michigan State for the only loss. Michigan State got a win on the money line. However, they did not cover the 12 points they were laying against Northwestern. I hammered St. John's as my biggest personal play of the day. Absolutely loved that game, guys, and they absolutely slaughtered Albany just like we knew they would. And then Baylor laying 20 against Tennessee Martin, putting the beat down in the second half. So 2-1-1 day, 5-2-1 over the last 2 days, making up for my Monday crap fest. So right back on track where we need to go. Entering a nice Thursday. Very, 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 very. Believe it or not, it's actually a busy day for us. Not many games on the board. 4 NBA games, a dozen or so college football or college basketball games. No football tonight. No Thursday night football. No college football. Just hoops, and hockey tonight. But it is actually a busy day for us. We love these little sneaky days, and we absolutely pound the books on days just like today. So it's going to be a good day. It's going to be a great day, actually. And we're going to keep bringing the money. Fresco Bar 45. What's going on, brother? Glad to have you with us. And thanks for jumping on board the package that you jumped on board as well. I seen that as well. Yesterday, I believe. William, thanks for jumping on board. Game of the Year. Michael as well. Anna. Tony jumping on board the Guaranteed Saturday a little early. As far as Guaranteed Saturday goes, that will be posted later today. My game of the week tomorrow, which is college football, it's already posted on the website. We do have it on sale. I brought it back on sale for you guys. I don't think I'm going to put it on sale next week for you guys, but it's on sale this week. So if you want to take advantage of it, you need to get on board. All right, it's $50 on sale, guaranteed to win, or I'll give you the next one absolutely free. But the big but. If you guys want to see it, on sale next week. If you want to see me keep it at that $50 price, you got to come out and support it. All right, you got to come out and support it and show me why we should keep it at $50. If not, we just bump it right back up to the normal price, which I'm fine with. But I'd rather it be the cheaper the better for you guys. It is already posted. You get instant access to it, and it's ready to rock, ready to roll. Just like our NFL Game of the Year on Sunday. We finally posted that today, and as Mr. Watson said, we've already started moving that line in the opposite direction, but don't worry, guys. It's perfectly fine. It's ready for you guys to bet. It's $50. It takes place this Sunday. And it's going to be a great time. And we absolutely love murder in the books, and I know you guys will as well. So, and again, you can get the Game of the Year ready to rock and roll right now. It's posted. Game of the Year on Sunday and my Game of the Week are already posted. The only one that's not posted is Guaranteed Saturday, and we just wrapped that up right before I went live. So we're just monitoring the line for the next hour or so, and then it'll be posted on YouTube. Probably, I would imagine, within the hour of me getting off the live show, Guaranteed Saturday should be posted. So you'll be able to not only jump on the website and have access to my Game of the Week tomorrow, you'll get Guaranteed Saturday, and our NFL Game of the Year, you'll have access to all three of them today. The first and the last one are already posted. So, long-winded statement. William, good morning. Thanks for tuning in via text. William, I see you just jumped on board the Max Fight Pick. That will actually be posted tomorrow morning. First of all, let's talk about the UFC real quick. All right, let's talk about the UFC. UFC this week, different time. All right, it takes place in South Korea again. All right, it takes place in South Korea, Sejak Arena. Frankie Edgar, Chan Sung Jung headlining the main event. Volkan Ozdemir also fighting Cho Do Ho. I mean, you guys may not recognize some of these names. Park Jung Young, which you might. Mike Rodriguez, which you might. But there, let me tell you, you may not recognize some of these names, but there is going to be some absolute fights in this one, guys. And it's going to be Nurmagomedov is fighting. Going to be an absolute killer event, and FC's on his game. He is already there. Okay, he is already there in Busan, South Korea. We've got a military base. There's an Air Force base not far from there. Going to be a great time, but the thing is there's a different start time. All right, there's a different start time that you guys need to be aware of. The first fight starts at 2 a.m. Eastern time Saturday morning. 2 a.m. Eastern time on Saturday morning is the first fight. So what does that mean? It means, one, we have to post our UFC fight picks sooner, as well as the Max Fight Pick. We have to post them sooner because you need to have an opportunity to bet them, which means you need to bet them before you go to bed at a minimum Friday night. Unless you plan on staying up and watching the UFC event all night long on Friday night, you need to get those bets in before you go to bed on Friday night, guys. Our Max Fight Pick is $25. As always, guaranteed to winner. You get the next one free. And let me tell you about his Max Fight Pick. Out of the last 9 UFC events, FC is 8-0-1 with 8 straight winners. 8 wins and a draw, which got your money back, which was a push. In the last 9 UFC events, he's won 8 guaranteed Max Fight Picks in a row. He's going for his 9th one, and it is going to be an absolute monster. Let me tell you, $25. That'll be posted shortly on the website, as well as the UFC card, guys. The UFC card is normally $29.99, and believe it or not, he's got it on sale for you guys for a little Christmas UFC special. All right, for a little Christmas UFC special, he's got. Since it's the last UFC event of the year, he has it on sale for just $15. It's half off. You can get the entire UFC card, every fight pick that he has, top fight pick, dog of the night, lean, strong lean, and all those parlays, guys. And you guys know the parlays that he hit last week. 3-fight parlay, an official 2-fight fight pick parlay. It was a great time. So remember, feel free to jump on board that. It's just $15. It'll be posted later on. And again, it goes down, guys. It goes down at 2 a.m. Eastern time. All right, 2 a.m. Eastern time, 11 here in Vegas. All right, so it's a late night event, and I'm telling you, you don't want to miss it. So it's going to be a big time. My game of the week, UFC, guaranteed Saturday, and then Sunday, that monster NFL game of the year that you do not want to miss out on. Matt, good morning or good afternoon. Pierre Johnson, good morning. Never as KC, good morning as well. And he gave a shout out to good morning to everybody here at Cappers Nation. Again, glad to have you guys all with us tuning in on this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful and blessed Thursday. It's going to be a very, 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 very busy weekend to say the least. And man, to say that I'm not excited would be an understatement. Mr. Watson, how can you lose 15? Wow, no, you definitely can't. It's already up there. The package for $15 is already up there. And it's going to be a good deal, that's for sure. That's for sure. So, and remember, I always recommend that Max Fight Pick, man. He's on an 8-win streak, 8 Max Fight Pick win streak. He's 8-0-1 in the last 9. It's been a long time since he lost one, and he's not losing one this weekend. So he keeps pounding them. And again, if you guys are new to the channel, first of all, make sure you do yourself a big favor. Hit that subscribe button right now, right down below. Hit that subscribe button. Let it, tap that little bell right next to it. That way you start getting those instant notifications every single time we go live. All right, and then when you're done with that, do yourself and do us a big favor. Give us a big thumbs up in the video. Let us know you appreciate all the hard work that we do to bring you guys the free winning plays 7 days a week, 365 days a year. No, game of the week will not be on the bowl package. Remember, the bowl package is a minimum of 20 games, and doesn't mean you're getting every bowl game. The bowl package does not mean you're getting a play on every single bowl game that's being played. We're very selective with the games that we give out. We're not going to have a play on every single bowl game. And no, my game of the week, guaranteed Saturday. None of those would ever be included in any other package. They're always standalone event. They're standalone. We'd never make somebody buy something twice. That would just be wrong. That would just be wrong. All right, interesting day today as far as games go. 4 NBA games, a handful of college basketball, more than a handful, dozen or so college basketball games, highlighted by Maryland and Seton Hall, Wofford and Duke, NC State and Auburn going to be up there. University of Texas, Arlington getting Georgia State. Texas State's got Georgia Southern. Hofstra and Princeton. We just had a nice big lean the other day on Princeton, getting the job done for us during the live show. William and Mary's got St. Joseph's today. UTEP's at Houston. Southern Utah and Long Beach State playing today. Northeastern in Detroit. Montana State has got Cal State Bakersfield today. Northern Arizona's got UC Riverside. Eastern Kentucky and Marshall. The Wofford and Duke total dropping like it's hot. Florida A&M, which is usually a gimme team, getting Washington State today. Washington State should be laying a big number in that one as well. We're going to break down some games. We're going to try and get all over the board today from top to bottom and some in between. Yesterday was a short show. Quick little rundown of what we gave you guys during the show yesterday. We gave you Cincinnati plus the 1.5, getting the job done, putting the beat down, putting some money in your guys' pocket. And then old St. Mary's. Old St. Mary's smashing the Sun Devils yesterday, doing what they do best. Doing what they do best. So congratulations everybody that tailed the leans yesterday. Another great show of putting money in everybody's pockets on the leans. 6-1, 8-2. 8-2 this week on leans. Not bad. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday's live show. The leans that we've given out during the live show are 8-2. Brian, yeah, that UFC package is off the hook when it comes to just $15 for the UFC package. So it's always a great deal. And that should be posted by tomorrow morning, the absolute latest. Weigh-ins will go down late tonight. And then as soon as the weigh-ins are done, FC will send over his final picks. He's there in Busan. I had to tell him about absolutely Korean Zombie. I had to tell him about the story. The time I went to, they had a Black Angus. Believe it or not, they had a Black Angus outside the base long time ago. And I was stationed in Japan in the United States Navy. We went to South Korea 17 times in 2.5 years. I was forward deployed to Yokosuka, Japan on the Admiral's flagship. So we went over to South Korea a lot. And we found a Black Angus. Well, I like my steak medium rare. And we found a Black Angus. So we went there eating the bloomin' onion, ordered our steaks, man. Ordered the steaks. They come out, and let me tell you, mine was still mooing. I think it still had a heartbeat. It was still quivering, and it looked like they just cut the meat on the side of the concrete. Nick, thanks for jumping on board the UFC package as well. Mr. Tibbs, we have not went over that game yet. We haven't actually broken down any game, so we're getting ready to. We're in storytelling mode. So I had to tell FC my good story about not ordering a steak over there, and this sucker, it actually came out cold. I mean, it wasn't even lukewarm. And I'm not saying pink. I mean, it was straight, like it just got cut off the cow not long before that. Oh, Mrs. Tibbs, I do apologize. It doesn't matter if you're a male or a female here. We don't judge. Occasionally I butcher people's names, so I'd have to say we're probably 95% male in here, but that's okay. We welcome, have a lot of female clients as well, So always glad to have everybody here. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button right down below. That way you get notified when we go live. We go live 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We put out videos and content. It doesn't matter if it's a pre-recorded video or a live show like this, you will be notified. So hit that subscribe button and then tap that little bell right next to it. And then when you're done with that, give us that big thumbs up in the video. If you're on your mobile device, you'll need to X out of the live chat in order to hit the thumbs up button. And again, you definitely help us out when you do. It gets our video trending on YouTube, as well as the search rankings, which as of the last day, literally every single day for the last month or so, if you go and you type in sports picks into YouTube, our videos come up first. So if you type it in right now, our daily free play video pops up first, and our live show is actually second. So, third. So it's always great to be able to get our videos trending, and it's all because of you guys. So again, thank you. Big round of applause to you guys. Without you guys, we wouldn't have a show to have in the first place. So if there's anybody that's owed the thank you or the thumbs up, give yourselves a thumbs up. Don't need to give me it. I already know what my worth is. Not much. Replaceable, dispendable. But do yourselves a favor and give you guys yourselves a big thumbs up, because if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't have the show, and it definitely wouldn't be what it is. So it's always a good time. So what we're going to do now, we're going to jump into some game day breakdowns. There's a lot of games on the board today, guys. A lot of games on the board as far as college basketball go. There's some low dangling fruit. Definitely some low dangling fruit today for you guys to be able to pluck off the trees. Want to be able to point you guys in the right direction I want to be able to point you guys in the right direction. So without further ado, we're going to jump into our first one. What we're going to do is we're going to do the NC State and then Auburn game. We'll probably touch the Texas State and Georgia Southern game, Hofstra and Princeton. We'll see about taking a look at the UTEP and Houston game. Obviously, we'll touch the Wofford and Duke game for you guys as well. If we have time, we'll move into some more as well. And Miss Tibbs, thank your friend for sending you over here. Always glad to have referrals to come watch our show and our videos. We definitely put out some great content. Just our leans alone this week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Leans that we given during the live show are a nice 8-2 during the live show on lean. So always a great time there as well. So without further ado, let's jump into the game day breakdowns. Let me get all my stuff up and running. Let me pop up our college hoops section. And then we will get this party started. All right, first one that we're going to be doing. Now we need to pop up the odds for this one so we can talk about it. NC State and Auburn, guys, get it up on the screen for you guys. Let's see here from opening to close, actually not closing, but opening to where it's at now. Auburn opened up as an 8-point favorite. They're down a half a point to 7.5. If you guys are looking for reference, this is game 727 and 728. Total opened up on this one 151.5. It is up a full point, guys, all the way up to 152.5. And I do expect this one to be moving. William Hill has them at 153. The Station Casinos has them at 153. Our friends and partners over at 5 Dimes, the official recommended book by us, because they are our paying presenting sponsor, and I love using them. They actually have the line, which what you guys see on the screen. NC State catching 7.5. Auburn laying 7.5 with a total over and under 152.5 currently. Taking a look at a quick little first half line on this one. They've got Auburn laying 4 minus $1.15. Money line minus 230 plus 190 for NC State with a total over and under 72, as well as a first half team total for Auburn at 38 and 34 respectively to NC State. Jay Camp says, smoother than the like button we do these picks. Appreciate that, brother. Always glad to have you tuning in. When you're diving in depth into these two teams, and guys, I'm squinting today. My eyes are blurry. I think I need glasses. Both my monitors are a little off today. Either that or somebody has everything out of focus for me. But then again, it's the old eyeballs. Getting old sucks, let me tell you. Getting old sucks. All right, so let's take a look at NC State first of all. All right, let's take a look at NC State, then we'll take a look at Auburn, then we'll take a look at them side by side as well. NC State, the Wolfpack guys, are off to an 8-2 start. They've got losses to Georgia Tech and Memphis. Other than that, they've got big wins over Detroit, FIU, St. Francis of New York, Alcorn State, Little Rock, Wisconsin, Wake Forest, and UNC Greensboro. Their wins against Wake Forest, winning 91-82 back on the 7th. 2 weeks ago, or actually Saturday will be 2 weeks ago, so a week and a half ago. And then their big win against Wisconsin, they beat them by 15, 69-54 back on Wednesday, December 4th. Brian Watson says, have a fun and safe holiday season to Cappers Nation and all the people in the U.S. from Canada. Absolutely. Blessings right back to you, Brian, as well as everybody else here in the States, as well as our friends up in Canada and all over the world that are tuning in. When you're diving in depth, you're taking a look at Auburn. First of all, they're trying to remain undefeated. They're 9-0 on the year. Have they played any big games yet? Have they played any tough competition? Well, we're going to take a look. There's been a couple close games for them, but as far as competition, the biggest competition they had was St. Louis Last Saturday, guys, where they won 67-61, they did not cover that spread in a semi-home game and moved them to 9-0 on the year, but they got wins over Georgia Southern, beating them by 9. Davidson, who they beat by 10, 76-77. They got wins over South Alabama, 70-69. They got a win over Colgate, Cal State Northridge, which we call CSUN back home. They got a win over New Mexico, who they beat 84-59. Absolutely smashed New Mexico. They beat Richmond by 14. They beat Furman by 3 in overtime. They struggled against Furman. Furman nearly put that one blemish on their record, and then they narrowly escaped St. Louis 9 days later. All right, they only have 5 days off, actually 4 days off in between their last game and this one. They are at home for NC State. They got a little home stretch against NC State, Lehigh, and Lipscomb. And guys, the Wolfpack, they're going to be entering the Auburn Tigers. Auburn Arena, guys, it's not very big, holds 9,100 fans. It's got a 3.6 home court advantage, so it's the 84th toughest place to play in Division I. So you give them 2.5 points instantly right there for the home court advantage. If they were on a neutral site game, this would probably be a game where Auburn is laying 5 points versus being at home laying 7.5. When you're taking a look at both teams side by side, first of all, there's no denying the offense potency of NC State. All right, we actually have them ranked as the 5th best offense in all of Division One. Obviously, Auburn, no slouch either. We have them ranked 19th as far as adjusted efficiency goes, as far as offense. However, defense wins. As long as you can make your buckets and your free throws, defense generally wins. Auburn's defense, guys, we have them ranked 34th in Division One, and NC State coming in 100 spots lower than that at 134th. Now, Auburn hitting 54% from the field, 54.7% for the Wolfpack. Not much different there. All right, turnover percentages, both of their turnover percentages are on the lower side of Division I averages, 17.8% of the time for Auburn, 16.2% of the time for NC State. NC State is a team that shoots the three ball exceptionally well. Auburn, decent. They hit 33.6%. They're a 0.5% above the Division I average, but NC State knocking down 37.6%. They're the 37th best three ball shooting team. Overall, NC State makes buckets. All right, it doesn't matter if it's out deep, up, jump shot, layup, dunk, up close, hitting 53.8% of all their 2-point plays, or from the free throw line, where they're hitting nearly 75%. They're clipping 74.7% success rate from the free throw line. That's where Auburn struggles. Auburn converts 56.7% of all their jump shots, layups, and dunks. However, Auburn struggles from the free throw line. They're hitting just 63.3%, but they're averaging nearly a league low 4.7% of their total offensive possessions, their shots actually being blocked. So that's a great stat for the Auburn offense. When it comes to defense, Auburn's great at defending the three. They're holding teams at 29.5% shooting. NC State, great three-ball shooting team, going to be going up against a great defensive-minded Auburn Tigers team, no doubt about it. 2-foul participation, both teams won't have none of that business. Bruce Pearl, the coach for the Tigers, guys, he's got his kids playing less than 5% of the available minutes once they reach that second foul in the first half, which is very important for the total. This one does have a high total of 152.5. Guys, Kevin Keats, the coach for the NC State Wolfpack, he's another coach that doesn't participate in the 2 fouls. His kids are getting roughly 11.8% playing time once they reach that second foul in the first half. Height advantage, no height advantage on average. Per player is the same for both teams. Now, taking a look at NC State, they do have their 6'10" DJ Funderbunk, their big center, 6'10" junior, 225. Manny Bates is the 250, but I think he's down to 230 as playing weight this year. He'll split the time with Funderbunk. He's a little bit bigger at 6'11", 250. So definitely some big kids playing for NC State, no doubt about it. But then again, you can't deny the big man, Austin Wiley, 6'11", 260-pound senior for the Tigers. Man, this kid is an absolute beast. But when he finds himself in foul trouble, they're going to put, Purefoy in for him. And let me tell you, this kid is a baller as well. He gets 30% of the playing time at the center position. He plays almost 70% of the entire game. Hold on one second. Let me text out my personal plays to somebody real quick. Okay. Fast Freddy, how much do I weigh? On a good day, 216. On a bad day, 219. If I shave the beard, about another pound less. No, I've actually never hit 225 in my entire life. Never hit 225 in my entire life. Hit 223 right before my surgery. But that's it. I hit the 223 mark right before. Jermaine Reed, welcome. Thank you for that thumbs up. Always appreciate not only the thumbs up, but the comments, brother. Long, good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, guys, we're going to start with another breakdown here in a minute when we get done with this one. As far as this one goes, as far as this game goes, there's a lot of things on both sides that I like. Okay, there's a lot on both sides that I like. When you're taking a look at the Auburn Tigers, obviously 9-0, and they've played some battle-tested games. Unfortunately, they've struggled against some lesser competition. In Furman, game went to overtime. They beat them by 3. They beat South Alabama by 1. It took a while to pull away against Davidson, but they ended up beating them by 10. Yes, William, I'm trying to keep a straight face based off of what you just texted me. Yes, you are correct. I'm trying to keep a straight face. And against St. Louis, a team that they struggled all day long, actually all game long, not day, but all game long, when they played them just last Saturday, just 5 days ago. And I mean, it literally, they had a nice lead, in the last 10 minutes of the first half, and it literally, a little 6-point lead, or 5-point lead, excuse me, and it stayed that way the entire game. St. Louis battled them tough, let me tell you. And for Auburn, I mean, it took 20 points by McCormick, who played 31 minutes. He went 3 of 6 shooting from 2-point land. He hit 4 3-pointers. He went 4 of 8 from out deep in that game. If not, I don't think they would have beat St. Louis. So Auburn has struggled against some lower competition teams where they should have blown out. Now, NC State, first game of the year, they suffered an overtime loss against Georgia Tech. They lost 82-81. So throw that first game for every team out of the equation, all right? As far as the rest of their competition, they haven't played much. Detroit, FIU, St. Francis, Alcorn State, Little Rock. They did play Memphis. They held Memphis tough. They ended up losing to Memphis on a neutral site game, 83-78. But they were down. They got outshot. They were down 14 points at the half. All right, they were down 14 points at the half. They made some of that up. They made 9 of it up in the second half. Unfortunately, it was not enough, but they definitely made a big push. They had some problems shooting early on. Baxton Beverly got in foul trouble for them. Same thing with, what's his name? Manny Bates. Manny Bates had four fouls, picked up 2 early, only played 12 minutes. Put up 6 points, went 3 of 3 shooting, and trust me, coach would have rather had him on the court rather than on the bench. So as far as these two teams go, as far as the game goes, I think the odds makers have the line right for where they want it to be to make you guess. Obviously, the book is enticing you by making that line 7.5. Instantly, you're gonna, if you just look at stats and you don't actually know the teams or you don't compare them, and you instantly look at the numbers, you're gonna say, okay, Auburn's 9-0. They're the better team. Auburn's the better team. You know, they're 9-0. They've escaped. They win this. They win that. Bruce Pearl, the coach, amazing, excellent, whatever you want to call him. You do all that. But as far as these two go, when you take it out on paper and you start dissecting it player for player, coach for coach, and how each team has played other teams that are like in caliber, I definitely like the dog here. I don't have $1 on this game. I probably will, though, at one point. I do like NC State getting the 7.5. You may look around for 8. I know there's still a couple spots that have it at 8 available, but I would not be surprised. To see this one drop even lower, especially with some late money, coming in on NC State late. So I know some sharps hammered it early, and that's what pushed it from 8 to 7.5 in some of the books. But I do lean on this one. I do lean NC State plus the 7.5 points. So I think it'll be a good game. I think it'll be a very competitive game. And as long as NC State doesn't get blown out early and go on a shooting drought and in major foul trouble, they should definitely be able to hang with Auburn. They may not get the big win outright, but I do feel that they should be able to hang with them and at least cover the spread. So I do lean towards Auburn plus the 7.5. As far as the total goes on this one, no real opinion on the total. Obviously, both of them are faster-paced teams, which should lead to more buckets. Both are very capable of shooting. However, Auburn's defense in defending the 3 ball may make NC State go down low and take some more 2-pointers and some jump shots and down low. So as far as the total goes, I have no play on the total. All right, gonna move ahead. Gonna move ahead into the next one. Give me 1 second, folks. All right. Next one we are going to do for you guys and gals that are tuning in. We're going to touch the Texas State and Georgia Southern game. This one's got a nice big thrill factor. So bear with me. J-Camp, in order to get the text, you actually got to sign up. But I know you already know that. Just teasing you right back. All right. So next one we're going to do. Let me get this one on the screen for you guys. Next one that we are going to do is Texas State, Georgia Southern. All right, taking a look at this one, guys. First of all, if you're looking for the line on this, it's 709-710. Don't mistake this one for the University of Texas Arlington and Georgia State game. All right, guys, there's definitely some confusion available if you guys do not pay attention. because there's two light games. First of all, there's University of Texas Arlington playing Georgia State, and then literally the next game right below that, Texas State and Georgia Southern. So don't confuse the two and accidentally, if you're going to bet one, accidentally bet the wrong one. That you wouldn't want to do. Mr. Engel, good morning or good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. Glad to have you with us. All right, going to get this next game day breakdown. We're going to try and do a handful of them for you guys today. Hopefully we have enough time to do them all for you. Don't forget the big bowl package, guys. The big bowl package, we should have, from what I was told, and obviously all the available props are not out yet. We have a very good idea on what will be available to everybody. We're just waiting for everything to get posted. So there will be props today. As far as the prop package goes, you get the prop package. You get that for 3 days free. And matter of fact, everybody that purchased the bowl package last weekend or on Monday already, you are still getting the prop package absolutely free. We're going to take care of you guys for a couple more days. Take care of our people for at least today as well. And remember, guys, to get on our bowl package, first of all, there's only one way to do it. You got to go to our website, cappersdirect.com. You got to click on that premium tab at the top of the page. You have to scroll down. You have to go to the very, very, very bottom of that page. Sorry, I was reading a comment. Go to the very bottom of that page and hit the submit button. It takes you right to the payment page. Randy G, I do agree. There should definitely be an option that lets you buy multiple packages. You never know. We may allow that in the near future. But as of right now, we used to have that, but a couple people would leave a couple boxes checked, make a purchase that they didn't want, get access to the game, and then ask for a refund. We can't refund you if you already got access to something. You know what I mean? So they took that option off to avoid any mistakes. Well, Overton Span asked a great question. What if we buy picks and you don't win? Maybe some of our great viewers who are also great customers of mine could answer that. So that way, Mr. Overton, or I guess I already got in trouble by saying Mr. and it wasn't, to whoever Overton Span is, if you guys could answer that for me, that way you could actually hear it from a person that's not involved in the actual side. We definitely, and as Greg just said, we take care of you until you make money. We will take care of you until you make money. I know I called somebody Mr. and it ended up backfiring on me earlier. So, but no, I figured. But again, back to the bowl package. The bowl package, guys. Last year it was $400. I got them to chop it in half. It's $199, which is an incredible deal for what you get. And what's included in the bowl package this year? First of all, you're going to get a minimum of 20 bowl games. No, we do not give you every single bowl game. All right, we do not give you every single bowl game or play, but you're going to get a minimum of 20. Okay, you may get 20, you may get 27. Heck, we've even had years where you got 30. But we put a 70% guarantee on it. We guarantee that you hit at least 70%, or we're going to give you a week of our premium plays free. So let's just say for numbers purposes that you get the bare minimum 20. That would mean you'd have to go 14-6 or better, or you get a week of premium plays free. So if we went 13-7, you go 64%. You're super excited. You're happy. You made a boatload of money on the bowl package, but we're not happy. So what does that mean? We'll give you a week of our premium plays on the house. Now, everybody who purchases the bowl package, everybody, you're all going to get 2 days of our private soccer club. You're also going to get 3 days of our prop package. And you're also going to get Saturday's guaranteed max fight pick for free. The max fight pick has won 8 straight. He's 8-0-1 in his last 9. So you're going to get all of that for $199. All right, killer deal. And again, you're going to make your money back on just the props before you even get to the bowl games. So, and just because there's bowl games literally almost every day, with the exception of Sunday, NFL Sunday, going forward, starting tomorrow, doesn't mean you'll have a bowl package play every single day. You're going to get 20 games, or a minimum of 20 games spread out over the course of the bowl season. So guys and gals, let's go bowling and let's make some money together, all right? And don't forget, you still have our premium plays, my personal plays, killer deals, my game of the week tomorrow I'm super stoked for. And then also the NFL game of the year on Sunday, guaranteed Saturday on Saturday. It's between the props, soccer. I actually heard Saturday, Friday and Saturdays, soccer is going to be off the hook. So be prepared for that one as well. So it's another avenue. Make even more money. So again, let's keep the winning going. Let's get back to the game day breakdowns. After this breakdown, I'm going to take a quick little 2-minute break. I need another cup. I need another cup of something to drink. Throat is getting a little scratchy, so I definitely need to take a quick little 2-minute break. Not after the, or not before this one. We'll do this breakdown on the game Texas State and Georgia Southern, and then we'll break down the other one. All right, guys. So on to game 709, 710. Before we get started, guys, first of all, Georgia Southern, they opened up as a 2.5-point favorite. That line is now down to 2. Total on this game opened up at 142.5. The total is also dropping a point down to 141.5. You can still find it at 142 at a couple spots as well. 5 Dimes, believe it or not, actually has it really low at 141, as well as Texas State catching 2, Georgia Southern laying 2 as well. Absolutely appreciate that, Jamar. We've always, Jamar's actually been working with me for many years. Many years, Jamar's been a great customer. Mr. Beeman, thank you for jumping on board. I see that you just jumped on board for the NFL Game of the Year. Game of the Year is already posted. You get instant access to it. All right, guys, let's dive into this one. Let's start with Texas State first. The Bobcats, 7-4 on the year. Danny Casper's got his team off to a decent start. They're coming off a gimme game against Bethany, Kansas. Before that, they suffered 2 straight losses at University of Texas San Antonio, where they lost by 6, and a close one where they held Houston, guys, to 68 points, but they only put up 60. They lost by 8 to Houston. They had wins against Hartford, Abilene Christian, UNLV. Yes, it's sad. It's actually painful to say that Texas State actually beat our running Rebels. They beat Jackson State. They did lose to Baylor, and believe it or not, they actually hung tough against Baylor on the road. They held Baylor to 72, and they lost 72-63, and a team that they should have gotten slaughtered by. They did have a gimme win against Prairie View A&M, but I think everybody's beaten Prairie View A&M so far. They did lose to Air Force, and they also had a gimme win over Texas Lutheran. When you're taking a look at Georgia Southern, guys, the Eagles, Mark Byington, guys, he's got a Sun Belt Conference team off to a 6-4 start. They are coming off a loss against Bradley. They just lost by 30, guys, on the road. They had a gimme win over Carver. They did beat Florida Gulf Coast. They suffered a loss by 12 to North Dakota back at the end of November. They had wins over Radford, Mercer, and Campbell and Reinhardt, and as well as 2 more losses. They lost to Auburn by 9 in the beginning of the year, as well as North Florida losing by 3 in a very close game back in the early part of November. When you're taking a look at these two teams side by side, first of all, when you match up offenses to offenses, defense to defenses, before you even compare offense going up against a defense and then vice versa when you flip it for the other side, first of all, both offenses very capable of knocking down buckets. They're hitting the average when it comes to free throws, as well as the 2-point plays. They're right around the average mark from 3-point land for Division I specs. Both teams capable of knocking down shots. They both hit roughly 48.6% from the field for Georgia Southern, 49.2 for Texas State. But it's on defense, 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 where some of these teams, or not some of these teams, but where Texas State's excelling at in one category, and that's defending down low, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. Texas State guys hitting 32.4% from out deep. Luckily for them, they've been struggling from out deep as of recently, but Georgia Southern is absolutely horrendously bad at defending the three ball. All right, they're giving up 39.5% to opposing teams from out deep. Okay, now Georgia Southern, they give up they knock down 32.8%. From 3-point land. All right, Texas State, getting both teams confused now. They're not the best at defending the three, but they're definitely better defending the three ball than Georgia Southern is, holding teams to under 36% shooting. Now it's those 2-point plays. All right, it's all those 2-point plays. Texas State, they knocked down 49.4%. Georgia Southern coming in hitting 48.3%. But this is where the Texas State defense excels. They're holding teams to 39.7% shooting from all their 2-point plays. Every jump shot, layup, and dunk, that's the 6th best stat in all of Division I. Okay, free throw shooting, Georgia Southern hitting 72.5%, 69.6% for Texas State. 2-foul participation. Both play roughly the same, 17% from either side. There as well. Height advantage, no real height advantage. Experience level, roughly the same. Going to the bench, roughly the same. Both of these teams match up exceptionally well side by side. Now you have to take a look into consideration. This is a home game for Georgia Southern. All right, this is a home game for Georgia Southern. When you take a look at their home court ranking, they get a ranking of 3.5. They play in the Hanner Fieldhouse, guys. Holds a little over 4,350 screaming fans. So it's one of the smaller arenas, no doubt about it. They get that 3.5 mark. It's one of the tougher top 1/3 places. It comes in ranked 109th as far as tough places to play in all of Division I. So you're going to give a point and a half, possibly 2 points for a home court advantage for Georgia Southern. So if this was on a neutral site game, it would probably be a straight pick'em minus $1.10. Maybe you might see Georgia Southern favored by a half a point, but depending on where the money went, it would probably shift anyways. So as far as this one goes, first you got to take a look at Texas State and how do they perform on the road. Can they win on the road? Okay, they've played 4 games on the road. They're actually 1-3 on the road. They do have a road win against UNLV. They came here to Vegas. They beat our running Rebels at the Thomas and Mack Center. They beat us at our own game, and they beat us by 7, 64-57. All right, they beat our team. As far as their other road games, they lost to Air Force on the road. They hung tough. They only lost by 7. They played Baylor. They lost by 9 on the road. And then they played Houston on the road, a tough opponent at Houston traveling on the road. Obviously, they didn't have a very far drive from San Marcos to Houston, but they did take on a tough Houston Cougars team, and they did not end up on the right side. They ended up losing by 8, but. They have played some real tough road games, guys. They came away with a big victory against the running Rebels here in Vegas. So they are well vested as far as winning on the road. So as far as that one goes, I do not have $1 on this one. Let me put that disclaimer out there. But if you put the gun to my head and you said, Kyle, pick me a winner, and we're 8-2 as far as leans go on the show, I would take Texas State plus the 2. That's me. Joe, thank you for jumping on board the NFL Game of the Year. Randy as well. Thanks, brother. I see you got the Game of the Year, guaranteed Saturday, which will be posted later today, as well as my guaranteed Game of the Week for tomorrow, which is already posted, and that one is in football as well. So thank you as well for jumping on board that as well. Hold on one quick second. Okay. So, with that being said, so we got that one out of the way. First of all, if you guys are new to the channel, literally take 2 seconds out of your day. It doesn't even take that long. Take a second out of your day. Hit that subscribe button right down below. Hit that subscribe button right next to it. Tap that little bell. That way you get notified each and every single time we drop a video. It doesn't matter if it's a live show like this or a pre-recorded show, a pre-recorded video. You'll be notified every single video we put out. We put out a free play. All right, we put out a free play. So, excuse me, make sure you hit that that subscribe button, and when you're done with that, do us a big favor and do yourself a big favor. Give yourselves a big thumbs up in the video. Let us know you appreciate all the hard work that we do to bring you guys the free content 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It is always a great time, guys. And again, we're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. How do we get the game of the week? So I click on. I do believe, Joe, you just purchased my game of the year. If you're looking for my game of the week, you click on that guaranteed tab and then you scroll down and it'll be the first package that you can select below the game of the year. And in order to access them, if you guys are using your phone or your tablet, if you're using any mobile device, first of all, you need to turn your phone or your mobile device sideways. All right, turn your phone sideways, longwise. All right, and then scroll up, look for your username, and then there's going to be a small little box next to your username that has 4 windows in it. Okay, click that little box that has 4 windows. That will take you to your user dashboard, your members dashboard. That will allow you to cycle back and forth from package to package. If you just look at that page, scroll down, you'll see all your active resources that if you, let's just say you have our guaranteed game of the year, guaranteed Saturday, and our big NFL play on Sunday. So if you got my game of the week, guaranteed Saturday, and our NFL play, you have 3 packages. Okay, if you go to that dashboard, you can cycle back and forth from all 3 packages and make sure that you're getting all of your plays. So, going to be another big day today, guys. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back just really quickly. I need to go refill the cup because I intend to keep this as a nice long show for you guys today. So, in order to do that, need to make sure that my voice can still operate and keep talking to you guys. We've already been live for over an hour, chit-chat, and already broke down 2 games, NC State and Texas State. Both were the leans, and we're going to be doing even more games when we come back. And when we come back, we're going to be jumping right into a couple more games. No BS. We're going to jump right into it. We're going to touch on Hofstra and Princeton. We're going to touch on, maybe we'll touch UTEP and Houston, Wofford and Duke, and maybe a handful more if we can get through them. So, guys, literally, Michelle, thank you for jumping on board. I actually just saw that as well. Thank you. Literally, give me 2 minutes. I'm going to run, grab another cup, and then we will be right back. Chido jumping on the game of the year as well. Thank you, Chido, for jumping on board the NFL game of the year. It's going to be a great time, and we're going to be making everybody a boatload of money. So, and remember, the game of the year, as well as my personal play game of the week, is already posted online. So, going to be a great time. So, with that being said, guys, don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. We're not going anywhere. We'll be right back in 2 short minutes. All right, guys? We'll be right back. We are back. Alrighty, do appreciate that. For everybody that stuck around, do apologize. Had to get a little refill to the cup of Joe. That way we could keep going. Absolutely, Bobby, just a pinch of whiskey to keep us rolling. Fast Freddy, when I jump on board, I come from the starboard side. Yes, I'm conservative. Love it, love it, love it. Big John wants to know, what is everybody like today? Michael, welcome, welcome, welcome. K-Guns, why aren't we talking about the big key matchups? Lakers and the Bucks, Houston and the Clips. Well, maybe we will, but we're talking about what I want to talk about, because last time I checked, my name is right below the Cappers Nation Live logo, which means I get to talk about whatever the heck I want to talk about. We may talk about girls badminton, we may talk about bowling, hell, we might even talk about the boring thing that's getting popular called darts. You just never know what we might talk about here. We may talk fishing, we may talk war stories. You just never know what we're going to talk about. But as of right now, we're talking college hoops, because why? That's what I want to talk about. So, without further ado, I think it's time for another breakdown. How about you guys? All right? So, with that being said, if you're new to the channel, first of all, welcome, welcome, welcome. We welcome everybody here, family, friends, followers, clients, and most importantly, our trolls giving us the thumbs down. Always welcome you guys here as well. It's always a pleasure. It doesn't matter if you're a hater or if you're a fan. You're a customer that likes us, you don't like us, it doesn't really matter. We absolutely love everybody. And even to our haters out there, I give you guys a round of applause, not only for tuning in and actually stomaching listening to me, as well as having to look at me, but as well as taking the information that we put out, betting it, and making your hating ass some easy money. So, again, thank you to everybody tuning in. Fans, family, friends, clients, and the trolls. All right, without further ado, let's get to the next game day breakdown, if that's okay, K-Guns. We're going to talk about college hoops, if we have your permission. Hofstra, Princeton. Hofstra laying 2.5. Hofstra catching 2.5. Princeton laying 2.5. All right, let me get this up on the screen. And if you guys are posting something in the comment section, I can't even read what it is because I ain't even over there yet. So, without further ado, let's get another game day breakdown rolling. We'll get that one up on the screen. We'll get that one on the screen for you guys. Taking a look at the odds on this one. First of all, if you're looking for the odds on this, all right, it's right below the Maryland and Seton Hall game. It's game number 717, 718. Princeton opened up as a 1.5 point favorite. That line is up to 2.5, depending on where you're looking. Total opened up at 149. It is down to 148.5. We are seeing 148. We're seeing 147 now at 5 dimes, which is the first one to click it down to 147.5 and drop the total on this one. Where'd my live chat go? All right, let's see here. So, Chuck, good morning or good afternoon. Fast Freddy, can we go to the barbershop to talk about that, please? You might get a rant and a rave out of me. That deserves a barbershop talk. 100%. 100% that one deserves the barbershop. Yes, USC, my Trojans need to improve on their coach. Apparently our new athletic director, as well as our entire recruiting department, who absolutely failed to recruit in Southern California. So, here we go. Chuck's back. Morning, boss. Is this the first game of the year for 2019? Well, Chuck, sometimes we don't even have a game of the year. Okay? Sometimes we don't have a game of the year. This is our one and only NFL game of the year. as far as what the company puts out, as far as what we put out here as a whole for the company, this will be our only company-wide NFL game of the year. And to think, we almost didn't have one. And we don't have them all the time. We don't have them all the time. Matter of fact, we did not have one in 2017. We did not have one in 2014. And I think 2013 we didn't have one either. So, without further ado, we'll actually start doing the Hofstra-Princeton game. Then maybe we'll take a stroll to the barbershop and we'll start talking about my USC Trojans and their shit-shot attempt at recruiting and failing to recruit in their own backyard. Oh my Lord, don't get me started on this one, guys. Fast Freddy, you're absolutely killing me. You're killing me on this one, Fast Freddy. You're killing me, brother. So, without further ado, don't mind me, I'm trying to play with the graphics while we're actually filming. Probably not advised to. But anyways, back to the program, Hofstra, Princeton, and then we'll take a stroll to the barbershop, and we'll let old Kyle vent about the USC Trojans and their lackluster, piss-poor attempt at recruiting. What happens if it doesn't hit? Well, then we lose our game of the year. But I'll be honest with you there, Matthew, that it's been a very long time. Erie Soul, I put about 3 seconds into it. Does that better answer your question? I flipped my lucky coin. And then everybody else in the company, we flipped theirs, and if they landed on the same side, we rolled with it. Go look at the picture I posted the other day on Twitter. You can see a picture of our conference room. I filmed from our conference room before. Plenty of opportunity to know that we actually break down our games. We put more than 2 seconds into it. I love it, Brian. I love it. Mr. Raymond Brackens, thank you for jumping in. I see that you got on board the big games as well. Mr. Beeman as well. Damn straight we're going to win it. Daniel Lopez, did you flip the coin with the tinfoil hat on? Shit, we better go back and redo it. I did not have the tinfoil hat on. Good point, Daniel. Good point. We're going to have to redo it. Everybody on the game of the year, we're going to have to reflip the coin, all right? Just kidding. It sucker's a winner, all right? The sucker's a winner. And if you guys want it, here's the link to it. It's locked, it's loaded, it's ready to roll. Oh, and as far as my game of the week goes, there's only 2 college football games tomorrow. All right? There's only 2 college football games tomorrow. So I'm not telling you which one it is. If you want it, you have to be signed up before the first one. It may be the first one, it may be the second one. I'm not allowing payments after the first one. Okay? So there you have it. There's a couple people have already asked me, well, which one is it, early or late game? Well, if it matters to you, purchase early. So, without further ado, we can finally get to that breakdown. All right, let's get to that breakdown. Let's take a look at Hofstra. All right, coming off a nice win over Stony Brook, beating them by 8, 71-63. They did lose to St. Bonnie, guys, and they didn't just lose to them. They got murdered, 73-45 on a road game, all right? They got Neutral site game wins against Holy Cross and Canisius. They lost to San Diego on the road by 10. San Diego pummeled a couple teams as well. They did win against Cal State Fullerton, but a lot of teams did. Believe it or not, Hofstra went down to Poly Pavilion, beat the UCLA Bruins on their own court. They beat them 88-78, guys. In a game, UCLA was, I think, laying 12 in that game. They had a gimme win over NYIT. They lost to Bucknell, lost to San Jose State, smashed in with a win over Monmouth that they beat by 20, 94-74. Take a look at Princeton. First of all, guys, Princeton, the Ivy League school. Mitch Henderson, guys, he's got his Tigers coming off a 2-game win streak, all right? They just won for us on Tuesday. If you guys remember Tuesday's live show, they were an early action game playing at like 4 p.m. Eastern time. We gave out that great lean on Princeton, taking them on the money line. They were down huge, ended up tying the game, going to overtime, forcing overtime, getting us the victory in overtime, and making all of you guys some money if you tailed that lane on that one. But they opened up the year with 5 straight losses, and they did not have an easy schedule to start. For an Ivy League school, they played Duquesne. They ended up getting smashed by 27. They played San Francisco. They lost by 10 on the road. They came home to play Lafayette. They ended up losing by 7. All right, they came back to another road game against Indiana, and they lost by 25 points. All right, they lost 79-54 in that game. They came back home. They got the Sun Devils, who got pummeled last night by St. Mary's, and they got beat by the Sun Devils at home in a very close battle game where they lost by 2. All right, they almost got the job done there. Unfortunately, they didn't. They went on the road. They picked up their first taste of victory on the road against Bucknell. They beat them 87-77. They came back to another back-to-back road game just 5 days later. 3 days later. 4 days later. I can't add today. And finally, got right back to the losing column, doing what Princeton has been doing all year long. They lost to Drexel. They lost to Monmouth by 1 in a close game, 67-66. And it's boom. They played Fairlight Dickerson. They beat them by 15. They put the beat down on them. And then they had that tough game against Iona just the other day, guys. And it took OT to get rid of them, but they got the job done. It's their first time this year with back-to-back wins. That was a neutral site game. They're finally coming home. They've got a little two-game homestand, and they're actually looking for their first win at home. At home, they lost to Monmouth. They lost to Arizona State by 2, and they lost to Lafayette. So out of their entire 10 games that they've played, they're 3-7. They've only played 3 games at home, and they have not won at home yet. So as far as Princeton goes and the Tigers playing at home, guys, the Jaden Gymnasium, it holds 6,854 fans. It's one of the smaller stadiums or arenas, depending on where they're playing, but it really has not much of a home court advantage. The Ivy League schools do not get much of a home court advantage on any level. It comes in with a low rank of 2.2. So as far as that goes, there really is no home court advantage for either, for Princeton whenever they're playing at home, and it showed over the years as well for all of their Ivy League conference games as well. So when you're diving in depth, you're taking a look at the program side by side, what they're doing now, and once we get into division play, I'll be able to click a little button. We'll be able to pull out numbers that are just conference play once we really get into the first part of February. Or even March to see how a team performed during conference play, where generally competition is very tough and stacked up against each other. But first of all, Hofstra and Princeton's offense, very similar numbers. Defense, both struggle on D. However, Princeton's defense is probably a tad bit worse than Hofstra. Hofstra hitting just 47% from the field. Princeton knocking down 52.2%. Both teams struggle giving up turnovers. Both teams fairly decent Division I averages as far as getting offensive rebounds. Both teams capable to get the offensive rebound and get second looks and second opportunities and second and third scoring opportunities. Now, from the 3-ball, both teams hitting right around the Division I average. Princeton coming in a little low at 32.4% success rate from knocking down the 3-ball. Hofstra hitting 33.6%. From out deep, Luckily for them, Princeton's defense is absolutely horrible at knocking down the three ball. So if Hofstra wants to have open looks from out deep, if they get an open look, they're going to have plenty of time and plenty of opportunities to get clean looks from out deep, and Princeton's horrendous at defending it. Now, those 2-point plays, this is where Hofstra struggles. All those jump shots, layups, and dunks, Hofstra hitting just 45%, okay? 45%, Princeton knocking down 55.1% in this category. Both teams decent at hitting the free throw. I'd actually say Princeton is decent, Hofstra is excellent at hitting the free throw. Hofstra hitting 78.3% of all their free throws from the charity stripe, a great number. They actually rely on 23.3% of their total points to come from the charity stripe. Princeton guys, they're hitting 70.3% from the charity stripe, and they only rely on 17.7% of their total points to come from the free throw line. They actually rely on 34.1% of their total points to come from the three-point range, which is a big number, which has them in the top 100 in that category. And they're not a team that shoots it excellent. They're not an excellent three-ball shooting team, but they're definitely going to put up their looks. They're going to put up their 12 to 15 3-point attempts, if not more, today against Hofstra. And if they start knocking them down, it should definitely have an opportunity. Hillbilly Cool, yeah, our college football game of the year definitely was an epic, easy winner for everybody that doesn't know. Now, 2 foul participation, both coaches will participate in it. Mitch Henderson for Princeton guys, for the Tigers, he'll allow his players to play up to 30% of the time once they reach that second foul. Joe Milalich, the head coach for Hofstra, same thing. His numbers are 27%, allowing his players to play once they reach that second foul early in the first half or even late in the first half. They're going to get playing time between both coaches. Hold on one second, guys. As far as, bench minutes, Hofstra is not a deep bench. Hofstra goes to the bench for 17.3% of all the minutes played by bench personnel. 33% for Princeton. Princeton definitely has the deeper bench between both of these two teams. Height advantage, there's almost an inch height advantage on average per player for Princeton. As far as the line on this one goes, as far as the lean on this one goes, you got to take a look at all the variables. First of all, we already compared the numbers side by side, the players, the teams. When you're taking a look at the odds on this game, you can take Princeton, you can lay 2.5 minus $1.10. Okay, we went over this just the other day. The same scenario, the same game when Princeton played Iona. A lot of times, obviously, when you're making a sports wager, you're looking for value. Okay, you're looking for value. We went over this with St. Mary's last night. We took the value. We actually took the value for St. Mary's was on the money line. Even though they blew out the Sun Devils, it was never even needed. Okay, it was never even needed. But as far as this one goes, lean on this one. When you're taking a look, I just screenshotted this right on 5 dimes. When you're taking a look at both of these, the odds on both teams side by side. The first column, you've got the against the spread bet, Hofstra plus 2.5, Princeton laying 2.5. I lean towards Princeton, but what I want to do is I want to look for value. Okay, I don't mind laying a little extra juice to make the opportunity in a game that I expect to be close. The bookmakers expect it to be close, and the experts expect this game to be a close game. That's why we have a spread of 2.5 where there's no home court advantage for Princeton. Okay, first of all, our system has it as a close game. I think our system is off just a little bit. It's still a little early as far as being able to put out the numbers that I expect it to put out here in the next couple weeks. Once we really get into the thick of things in games of conference play. But as far as this game goes, I expect it to be a close game. I expect Princeton to come out on top, so I'm going to look for value. And this is if I was betting it. Okay, so when you're looking at it, you can lay 2.5 points minus $1.10. Or you can lay 35 cents more and you can take them on the money line. Big difference. Big difference from having to win by 3 to cover versus having to win by 1 and walk away with some cash in your pocket. Now, if you lay the 2.5, and obviously, you got to hit 3. If they win by 2, if they win by a bucket at the end of the game, which I think it could come down to, then you're shit out of luck and you're holding a losing ticket. All right. Sometimes it's a little better to play to add a little extra juice And in this case, it's not much. 35 cents different to be able to take it from laying 2.5 and having to win by 3 to actually cover and cash your ticket, to them actually having to win by 1 and you walking away. I think Princeton gets the job done today. That's my lean, and I'm sticking to it. And as far as where I would bet, if I was going to bet on it, it would have the money line would have my bet. So you never know. I may end up throwing something on it a little bit later in the day. But as far as my lean goes, I lean towards Princeton on the money line again, just like we did on Tuesday. And yes, Fast Freddy, Princeton does play a slower pace of play. They average 17.6 seconds per possession before they get a shot off, compared to a Hofstra that hits 15.8. So the Hofstra's almost 2 seconds faster, but they're nowhere near Virginia. I mean, they're over 4 seconds of possession faster than what Virginia averages. Raven Anderson says Princeton moneyline, love it. So there's that one, guys. We're going to jump right into another one. Keep these... man, I need to line up the cups of coffee. One breakdown, over a half a cup of coffee gone. I'm going to have to just keep them lining up. Next one we're going to touch, guys, UTEP and Houston. Matthew says that the way that these leans have been, they're basically free plays. You get on every single one of them. Tail at your own risk, as well as be cautious. Don't always, don't go big on them. If they were, they're hitting good. We're 8-2 on the week on the leans on the live show, and I don't think we've actually. I think we've had one losing day over the last 2 weeks of breakdowns. Andre, need that coffee on the fly. I know. I got a Keurig literally closer, but our break room where the big coffee machine is about another 30 steps. So it takes me about another 30 seconds to get there. But no, the coffee's already instant and ready. No, it's not instant, it's pre-made, but the little pump one. Scott, thanks for jumping on board the NFL Game of the Year. Albert Z as well. Thanks for jumping on board the Game of the Year for the NFL on Sunday. Robert, thanks for jumping on board FC's UFC package. I know you jumped on board the special, the $15 Christmas special that he's got. Scott as well, thanks for jumping on board my Game of the Week, which is already posted. Guaranteed Saturday will be posted later today for you guys as well. So for everybody that's looking for our big Guaranteed Saturday play, that will be posted in just a little bit. The next one that we are going to touch, guys, is we're going to reach out and we're going to touch UTEP in Houston. Obviously, UTEP catching points here. We're going to break down this one here next. This is the next one we're going to take. UTEP catching 12.5. Houston laying 12.5. Total on this one, over and under 128, over at our friends at 5 Dimes. 128.5, excuse me. All right. Get this next breakdown rolling for you guys. And again, for everybody that's just tuning in, first of all, welcome. If you're new to this channel, literally take 1 second out of your day. 1 second out of your day, hit that subscribe button right down below. I know I preach this, guys, but the bigger we build this channel, the more subscribers we get, the more times that you guys actually pound that thumbs up button. Obviously, it's one time per video, but for the more thumbs up, we get trending on YouTube. The more we're found, the bigger we build this, the more we'll be able to do for you guys absolutely free each and every single day. All right, guys, we started out with just a little video every single day, bringing you guys a free play to now we have not only free plays every single day, but it's multiple free plays, a free play in a daily free play video, free play during the live show, a lot of leans, as well as live shows 7 days a week, as well as a free UFC fight pick, every single UFC card. So if you want a free UFC fight pick, we'll have one for you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow's live show, I will tell you how to get it, and FC keeps winning all of those. But all those free UFC fight picks are courtesy of 5 Dimes. Those are actually brought to you by 5 Dimes, which we were not able to sign an agreement with them to bring them on board as a paying sponsor until we reached a certain plateau, which we did over 6 months ago that they came on board. The first 6 months is up. They're up for renewal. Hopefully you guys see their logo still on here on Christmas Day. That means they paid to play again and renew with us, which keeps bringing you guys free UFC fight picks all the way into 2020 as well. So again, let's build this channel. Let's keep building the brand. Let's keep building the show. If you guys watch us on Twitter, Periscope, Facebook, our website, or any other partner affiliates that are actually airing our show for us, if you're not watching us on YouTube, please do come over to YouTube. Please watch us on YouTube, guys. We go live 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. So what does that mean? We'll be live tomorrow, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, breaking down the games. We're going to break down college football, college basketball. We're going to break down the juice tomorrow and put you guys on the right side, all right? So hit that subscribe button. Let's build the brand. That way we can continue to keep giving back to you guys. The next phase of what we're going to be doing is pretty damn cool. It's right around the corner, and you guys are going to absolutely love what we're going to be bringing you guys access to. So I was hoping it was going to be available tomorrow, or not tomorrow, tomorrow night or Friday. Not sure just yet if it will be, hopefully. But I know it's very, 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 very close. It's in the testing phase right now, and they're just trying to pick up the server relay feed to the XML feeds that we're going to be bringing. So, again, hit that subscribe button. We're going to break down the next one, UTEP in Houston. We're going to do a couple more for you guys, put you guys on a free play, maybe even a free prop. Speaking of the props, if you want our prop package, you need to be on our bowl package. As of right now, that's the only way to get our props or our soccer, and tomorrow and Saturday's soccer is going to be off the hook, so you're definitely going to want to jump on board for that. As far as the props go, we do have props tonight. They're not on the website yet. They're going to be out there later today because the props are generally not available until later in the day. And remember, in order to bet the props, it's always recommended that you have a book that gives out many props. We recommend 5 Dimes. We get our props from the book, what 5 Dimes puts out. That's what we post from. So in order for you to have the best success betting our props, it's always recommended that if your book does not have the same props that we have, is that you open up a 5 Dimes account. Go give our partners over at 5 Dimes some love. They're the reason why you guys get a free UFC fight pick every single week. Let them know you came from here. Let them know you came from Cappers Direct and the Cappers Nation show. And if you just click on the link, they'll know that. That way you guys are able to bet the props that we put out. All right. That way you're able to bet the props that we actually put out. Sometimes we put out some pretty wicked props and that are only available on 5 Dimes. So definitely will behoove you. And even if it's not your main source, even if it's not the main source of betting, maybe you have a local account, maybe go to the casino, 5 Dimes offers stuff for me that even the local books here in Vegas don't offer me. So the local casinos don't offer me a lot of the odds or the what we bet on fights for the UFC as well. So it's for me, it's very beneficial to have many books, and it's very beneficial for you guys as well. Michelle, where do you find the free UFC fight pick? Well, it'll be one free fight pick. It will not be posted until tomorrow, and you cannot even purchase, or it's not zero to purchase, but you can't even order it, even though it's for free. You can't even order it until we post it tomorrow. That link will not be on the website, but it'll be just like a regular package. It'll be at the very bottom of the UFC page. It'll say free UFC fight pick and right up, and then you can purchase it, but it's not up yet. All right, it is not up yet, and won't be up until probably tomorrow afternoon. They never post it until the actual day of the event, but since the UFC event takes place in the middle of the night, it'll be posted tomorrow. So, but again, I post on my social medias when it's available and how to get it. And again, it's no purchase necessary. Scott, the other Scott, Scott W., thank you for jumping on board. I see you grabbed the week of premium play deal. Man, you scored on this deal. 1 full week of premium plays. My game of the week guaranteed Saturday and the NFL Game of the Year, all for $3. And you can pick premium plays or my personal plays when you purchase that package. So it's always a killer deal. Jermaine 60 and a 0. I'm sure that 0 will change here soon. Probably. So, again, let's jump into the next breakdown because I want to be able to do some more for you guys. I know sometimes we get, sidetracked talking about this or talking about that or talking about the packages or the recap or life in general. My USC Trojans allowing the Oregon Ducks to come into our backyard and out-recruit not just us, but the UCLA Bruins and Chip Kelly. Just shows that both coaches absolutely need to go for those programs. They both need to be fired. They both need to be shit-canned. They both need to be booted the hell out of Los Angeles and get the flipping out of town, all right, before the mob riots start going to get them, because it's actually depressing that they let the Oregon Ducks walk right into Southern California and out-recruit them. Again, don't get me on that soapbox. See how we just slyly just got off track for a minute and a half there? It happens all the time here. So again, welcome, everybody. Welcome. It's always a great time to have everybody here. Without further ado, let's get our next breakdown, guys. UTEP, Houston, bringing it in. All right, guys, taking a look at the opening line where everything opened, as where as everything is at now. If you're looking, it's game 725 and 726. Line opened up Houston laying 10. It is spiked. It is jumped. It's all the way up to 12.5. It's actually 12 in some books, 12.5, and it is moving fast at our friends over at 5 Dimes. It's already, let me refresh the line because it's 12 in a lot of spots. It's 12.5 in a few others. And 5 Dimes has it at 12.5. Total over and under 129 there. The total actually opened up at 125. This was a low total. The Westgate's still holding strong at the low 128, which is surprising. I'm pretty sure that that's going to change here in town, and they'll jump on board as soon as they take a $500 wager or more on the over, because the total is 128 in one other spot. Although the D Casino is holding strong at 128, but the stations, the BetMGM app, all have 129, and William Hill, while we were talking, just moved it to 129 as well. Andre, hang in there. I'm having a blast, man. Again, this line is on the move. The total is up big on this one, guys. The total is actually up 4 points to the up. It's actually much like the Duke game. The Duke game, that total absolutely plummeted, and we're going to talk about that one here in a minute. It opened up at 146 and went to 141.5. We'll touch on that game as well here in a little bit, because I know a lot of you have some questions on that one. So, but first, let's get this breakdown under wraps and underway. Let's start with the one-loss program at UTEP. All right, guys. The Miners from El Paso, Texas, guys. Rodney Terry, he's got his Conference USA team off to a hot start. Only one loss on the year against New Mexico State. But first, you're going to say Conference USA team 8-1. Who did they play? Exactly, who did they play? Let's dive in and let's take a look. Their toughest competitor would have to be New Mexico, who they ended up beating 66-63, which is a Mountain West team I'm very familiar with. They're always here in our backyard beating up on our Rebels as of late, all right? UTEP, they had a win over New Mexico Highlands Community College. They beat them 93-70. All right, they beat New Mexico State by 15. They beat Eastern New Mexico Community College by 14. They beat New Mexico by 3, like we were just saying. They had a gimme win over East Central Community College, beating them by 20. New Mexico State, they ended up losing to. That was their one loss to New Mexico State. They ended up losing by 3. They beat Arkansas Pine Bluff, North Carolina A&T, and they just put the beat down on UC Irvine down there in Southern California. And they barely beat them at home by 6, okay? Take a look at the Houston Cougars. They are a 3-loss team. They're 6-3 on the year. Kelvin Sampson, he's got his Cougars coming off a loss. They just lost by 6 to Oklahoma State on Sunday, guys, at home. Here they are, another home game against UTEP, looking to get their program back on track. They were on a 4-game win streak against Houston Baptist, Texas State, South Carolina, and UT Arlington. Before that, they had a loss to the Ducks. They lost to Oregon, guys, 78-66. If you remember, we were all over Oregon and the over in that game, cashing tickets. They had a big win over Rice, and then they ended up losing to BYU. Their first loss of the year came in their second game at home. They lost to BYU 72-71, and before that, they had a win over Alabama State. Trying to make these a little faster for you guys, and when you're diving in, you're taking a look at both of these teams. side by side. First of all, Houston, we've got them as the 21st best offensive adjusted efficiency in all of Division One. UTEP, not even on the scale, they're down at 230. Okay, as far as defenses go, UTEP's defense has actually stepped it up, and they play a very tough defense based on the opponent they're playing. These numbers are based on the quality of opponent they're playing. UTEP actually comes in with the 47th best adjusted efficiency defense in all of Division One. But remember, obviously, if you rank teams by numbers, who has the best overall, UTEP's not coming in at 47th. Houston, we've got at 68. This is an adjusted efficiency. We put in a score factor that bases it on their quality of opponent. All right, UTEP. They're not bad at they're not bad at shooting, but where they lack is turnovers. Turnovers. All right, turnovers and offensive rebounds. They lack offensive rebounds. Or just 20% of all their rebounds are on the offensive glass. So let's just say they've got 25 boards on the day. They're averaging 5 of those 25 boards being from the offensive glass. All right, they're hitting 48.5% from the field. Houston coming in at 51.2%. Houston's also getting 40.2% of all the rebounds are coming from the offensive glass. Number 3 in the country at offensive rebounds. Okay, they also come in with a low 17.8% turnover rate. They're hitting 35.8% from out deep, whereas UTEP's hitting just 30.9%. All right, those 2-point plays, every jump shot, layup, and dunk. UTEP hitting an even Steven 50%, and Houston come in a tenth of a point lower at 49.9. Now, free throw. Both teams shoot the free throw from the charity stripe well. Houston coming in at 71.1%, 76.5% for UTEP. All right, for UTEP. However, Houston's turnover when they're on offense is an extremely low number. All right, they're averaging just giving up, having their shots blocked just 3.1% of the time. Number 1 in the category in the country in this category of limiting their shots being blocked, as well as stolen at a very low 6.3% of the time. This is why Houston's offense is ranked so high. They protect that ball extremely well. They get plenty of opportunities. They're a tad bit slower than the Division I average as far as pace of play, coming in at 17.6 seconds per possession. UTEP not much slower than that at 17.9. So I can definitely see this one being a tad bit of a slower pace of play. They're still over 4 seconds faster than Virginia, which come in at turtle speed. As far as 2-foul participation, both coaches are not going to participate. Rodney Terry is not going to let the Miners participate. They get a 2.8% 2-foul participation mark, which round down to 0 for that one. And same thing with Kelvin Sampson, the head coach for the Houston Cougars. Those kids are not getting any playing time. If they pick up a second foul early in the first half or at any point in the first half, they're going to be riding the bench. All right, they're going to be riding the bench. Now, Houston is the deeper team. They've got the deeper bench. They go to the bench for 35% of all available minutes to play are by kids coming from the bench, compared to the 23.4% for UTEP. When it comes to the defensive side of things, no doubt about it, UTEP does have a strong defense based on the caliber of opponent they've played. They have not played an offense like UTEP. They have not seen an offense, UTEP has not seen an offense like Houston. All right, UTEP has not seen an offense like Houston. However, when you're taking a look at Houston, they've seen offenses just as potent as theirs. They ended up getting beat by the Ducks by 12, 78-66. Close game against BYU. BYU beating them on their home court, 72-71. And again, they just lost to Oklahoma State by 6 on Sunday. When you take a look at the Fertitta Center, guys, it only holds 7,035 fans. All right, it's 169th largest, but it does have a decent home court advantage of a 3.2 score, which makes it the 161st toughest. So it does have a little home court advantage, not much, but it does give them a little edge. But when you're laying 12.5 points, home court advantage doesn't really matter. As far as this one goes, as far as the total on this one goes, I think the total could go any direction on this, but I do side towards the under. I think UTEP is actually going to struggle putting up points. Andre says, I feel bad for UTEP after Houston coming off a loss at home. Me too. As far as this one goes, I do lean towards the under 128.5 as well as Houston laying the 12.5. I think Houston puts the beat down on them. I don't think it's going to be a full, 22, 25-point beatdown. I think they win. I think they cover the 12.5, but I think the game definitely stays under, but it's not going to stay under by much. I think it's going to be close. I think we hit that 120, 122 mark, and it just comes down to the very, very, very ending of that one. So as far as that goes, I do lean towards Houston laying the juice as well as the under 128.5. So without further ado, we'll move into the next one. We'll move right along into the next one. We'll talk about Wofford and Duke. ESPN 2 game. Let me get that good information on the screen. Wofford catching 17.5. With Duke laying 17.5. Total is down to 141.5. It actually opened up at 146 this morning. So this is going to be the next game that we talk about for everybody that's looking for it. It's games 7-11 and 7-12. Glad to have everybody here. If you're new to the channel, first of all, hit that subscribe button right down below. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. That way you get notified every single time we drop a video or we go live. We go live 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. We also go live every Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. Dark and early in the morning when your capper is sleeping, we are bringing you the juice. All right, when they're sleeping off a hangover, when they're out doing whatever they do, we are bringing you the juice. All right? That's what you get when you get to deal with people that actually bet on sports for a living. When your other capper, when your other service is working their 9 to 5, doing whatever else they do, we're bringing you live shows because this is what we do for a living. This is what we do for a living. You want on board our game of the year? Easy as can be. It's $50 for our big NFL game of the year. All you have to do, go to our website, cappersdirect.com, click on that Guaranteed tab, scroll down. It's the first package already pre-selected below the green box. So, one thing that I want to do, that way we can get everybody involved. We have over 100 people here tuning in. All right, 100 people here tuning in on YouTube. First of all, welcome. It's always nice to know where people are from. Post up in the comment section where you guys are from, what city you're from. If you're out of the country, post what country you're tuning in from. Believe it or not, we've had a lot of people end up meeting because of this. We've got a lot of Saints fans that tailgate, end up tailgating together. Danny Daniels, Who Dat Bob, myself ended up all tailgating together during a game a couple months ago, or actually a little over a month ago. So it's always a great time. Post up in the comments where you guys are from. You guys are never short of being neighbors. So post up in the comments. I'll start. Good old Vegas, Nevada, by way of Southern California. Michelle coming in San Diego. See right there, our Canadian guys. Coriel, what's going on, brother? Thanks for tuning in. Always great to have absolutely everybody here. Big John coming up in Aurora, Indiana. Mark in Indiana Colts, Pacers tickets. Big Andre coming in from the Bay Area. Andre, I actually used to live, when I was a little bit younger, used to live in Danville, in the East Bay. Garrett Sutter tuning in from Kansas City. Mike Smith, Connecticut. Fresh Kabar, Connecticut. See right there, 2 Connecticut's. Frankie Diamond up in Wisconsin. Greg Engel down in Mississippi. Greg, next time I'm going to try and get down there. I'd love to get down there for Saints playoff game. If I can. We got to do a little meet and greet if we can. because I got to meet Danny Daniels, Who Dat Bob. We missed LT that day, though, but always a great time, and I loved being down there when we went to Biloxi. That was actually a lot of fun. Raven Anderson, Kearney, New Jersey. Toby up in Albany, Oregon. Danny D-Rock down in Georgia. Brian Kyle, somebody emailed from Cappers Direct to Buy Picks. Do you know who they are? As long as it comes from at Cappers, one of the names, it would either be CD or myself, but they generally come from CD. But as long as it's coming from CD at cappersdirect.com, then you know it's legitimate. I'm sure the haters are trying to scam people out there. They always are. They're either talking trash or they're trying to mimic what we do. That's a fact. Brian from Indiana as well. Glenn W. in Alabama. Kazi from Cape Town, South Africa. See, another one of our international non-North American viewers. Thank you, Kazi, tuning in from all the way from South Africa. Cape Town, absolutely awesome. Fast Freddy says Kyle Irving went to my high school in Elizabeth, New Jersey. Definitely, Mr. Engel, we'll definitely have to meet up. I know we missed it last time. I know Arturo P's in that area as well. And believe it or not, we were actually live with a lot of you guys finding out that I was in Biloxi that time and posting up that they were headed to the books that I was at. Jared Ruby says, crazy, I've seen a few from my area on here now. Absolutely, you guys never know where you guys are from. That's why I posted up. Garrett, definitely let me know when you're in town. Michael, now residing in beautiful SoCal. That's where I grew up, born and raised. No better than that, in my opinion. Jay, yeah, he's Jay does most of our emailing. I'm assuming he sent out an email while I was live then. All right, so let's get back to the breakdowns now that we formally introduced where just about everybody is from, which is always a fun time to be able to see where all of our viewers are tuning in from. As we just saw, Kazi tuning in from Cape Town. Absolutely awesome. So again, if you guys are new to the channel, first of all, hit that subscribe button right below. All right, hit that subscribe button. That way you get notified every single time we go live. You don't want to miss a beat. We'll be live tomorrow again, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. Don't go anywhere. We ain't done yet. We are not done yet. So again, keep those comments coming, guys. Keep posting up in the live chat. Love the user interaction. Matter of fact, while I pop up the information on this one, why don't you guys post in the comments who you guys liking today, who you guys betting. I know Erie Soul said he smashed Wooford plus the 19 already. Matrix Slave coming in from Hot Springs, Arkansas. Believe it or not, I almost bought a property in Hot Springs National Park as a little vacation home not long ago. Made a ridiculously lowball offer. I actually thought they were going to accept it. It was on 27 acres right by what's that little lake that's right in Hot Springs National Park. But I actually one of the super famous horse trainers that trains right there at the horse track right there in Hot Springs. It was his house, and he was trying to get out of it, and we made him a ridiculously lowball offer. He countered, and then I thought about it for a little bit, and then ended up not doing it. I wish I would have. It was a beautiful piece of property. No, it wasn't Hamilton. It was a small one. It was the itty bitty one. Itty bitty one that's right next to Hamilton. I like Hamilton. I've actually spent quite a few days on Hamilton. Andre, no, we did not break down that game yet. We're gonna, if we have time, I'll touch on that one, but I have not had a chance for that one yet. Catherine, yes, that was it. That was it. I actually absolutely loved it. Looked at some property on Hamilton as well. So, what we broke down so far, we did the NC State game, we did the Texas State game, we did the Princeton game, as well as the UTEP and Houston game. So, already knocking down 4 games already. We're going to get this next one underway, and then see about getting you guys on a free play as well for the day. Just want to check something. I just want to see if something's out, because I wouldn't mind giving out a little prop if it was available. And there definitely is one that is very, very, very juicy. That's for sure. It's definitely juicy. We'll see about it, though. Give me 1 second here. You guys know how I like those little action junkie props, and that's what a prop is supposed to be. A prop is a prop. You don't go crazy. You don't go firing your entire life savings on a prop that lasts 5 or 10 minutes, or even a whole game. All right, got to give that disclaimer out right there. But hold on 1 second. I might have a prop play for you guys, and if I do, we'll give that one out now. So hang on 1 second, and just want to double check on something, because we haven't put out our props just yet, but we're definitely working on them. So I am going to give you guys one. I do like it. And matter of fact, I'm going to bet it. Hold on 1 second. I need to hit the refresh line. Let me see. And then I'm going to give it to you guys. So I'm going to give you guys an additional one today. All right, I'm going to give you guys an additional one for hanging out with me. All right, I have multiple accounts. I've got my 5 Dimes account. I've got pretty much all the accounts here loaded in Vegas, so that way I don't have to go down to the casino all the time and my new favorite is the Play MGM app. You got to kind of watch. Kind of got to watch their lines on the Play MGM app as of late. I've seen some that are much cheaper elsewhere, but as of right now, ease of use, there's no denying this good old Play MGM app and being able to hit the login button and be able to make a wager, because I can tell you what I'm about to give you guys is not available on any of the mobile apps here or in the casino. So if your book does not have this option, which it may be limited to just 5 Dimes, here's a link to 5 Dimes. Make sure you go open up an account there, let them know you came here. Click on the link, that way they know you came from here. But without further ado, going to log in to my 5 Dimes account with you guys. And then bet it live. All right, so hang on 1 second. Hang on 1 second. Let me open everything up so that way you guys will be able to see it. I love being able to do this because you guys show me another company that will actually bet live with you guys. There's not one out there. They'll show docked tickets that they're making in some photo editing program. They're never going to go on and bet live. They never show you a real account balance. Yep, mine's a little over 10K right now on 5 Dimes because I keep cashing out. That's my thing. I don't keep more. Anytime that it gets close to that 20K mark, I always do a 10K cash out. Always. Michelle says those first 5-minute bets are fun. I hit the Gonzaga last night, 9.5 in the first 5. They are fun, but they're not only are they fun and addicting because you're rooting for that, that quick score, they can be costly if you get on the wrong ones. They can be costly. And remember, when we bet these props, the props are just supposed to be your little lunch money bet, maybe dinner, a nice little steak dinner, filet mignon and lobster tail or crab legs. And if you're betting like me, but remember, it's always for fun. Even though I bet 500 on it, because I want to be able to show you how much confidence I have. Because I bet 500 on it doesn't mean that you should. Okay. Now, if your bankroll is what mine is, and you're willing to put out $3,000 to $5,000 on a premium play or my personal play, then by all means, lay the juice on it. Okay. When I say lay the juice, meaning put the money on it. So. Tito, in order to get Bitcoin, you need to go to Coinbase and purchase Bitcoin. But if you're going to want to be able to transfer instantly, you're going to want to be able to use a credit or a debit card. That way, you can get instant access to it. If you do one of those bank transfers, it can take some time to convert to Bitcoin because they make sure your check clears. So, without further ado, let me get the mirrored screen page like we've done before. And it's always a lot of fun when we do this and you guys can see the screen. So gonna flip everything over for you guys so that way you guys can see. All right, that way you guys can see what we're doing here. And again, if you guys don't follow me on Twitter, you should at CapNationKyle. It's right here at CapNationKyle. I'll even post a link in the live chat for you guys. So there you go. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to 5 Dimes. Going to log in. Yep, I only got $10,865.73 in there, but we just been doing all them cash outs. So we're going to come over here. We're going to click on College Hoops. We're going to click Continue. And remember, you may not have this option if you do not have a 5 Dimes account. All right. This is going to be on our exclusive prop package. And remember, if you want to get on our prop package, you want the other props that we're going to have that are going to make everybody money tonight, you have to be on the bowl package. And we'll talk about the bowl package here in just a few minutes when we get done betting this one, okay? So you're going to scroll down here, which hopefully you guys can see it. Let me see. You should be able to, yes. Okay. You're going to scroll down to where you see NC State and Auburn. All right, this is under first halves. So here's the first half, college basketball first halves. Scroll down here to NC State and Auburn. All right, you're going to scroll all the way over here. NC State, first 5 minutes. Auburn, first 5 minutes. Okay, NC State, first 5 minutes, over 8.5. It should probably be about 8, 7.5 to be able to get us the minus 110 odds that you would be used to. But over 8.5, needing to make 4 buckets with a 3 in the first couple minutes. So if they come out flat, they come out cold, we're going to lose this one. All right. If they come out flat, they come out cold, they allow Auburn to get a couple steals, we could be in trouble. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I think NC State comes out firing to try and make a statement first and right away. So for this one, I do like this one. I'm going to lay 500 to win 600 on the first 5 minutes. This is an action junkie bet, so I give that big disclaimer. Just because I'm betting 500 on it doesn't mean that you should. All right, bet accordingly to your bankroll. This should be a small play, fun money play, lunch money, steak money, whatever you want to call it, money. All right, but hey, it ain't fake money. So click on the continue button. You'll see it up here. NC State first 5 over 8.5. I love that plus 120. I think they get us well over the 8.5 points in that first minute. Possibly a couple turnovers going the other direction for us as well, with some points on the board. So with that, I will click the continue button, and you guys can see it's actually wagered. We'll click up here, view wagers, and you guys can see that it is already up there. So what I'll do, minimize the window. Don't mind the other stuff that you see. That's just our program for the live stream. Take my good screenshot, come over here, come back up here, switch us back to the main screen, and we're back with a bet in action. So that's how you do it. NC State, free prop play, first 5 minutes. Remember, we may not win this one, so make sure you're betting accordingly. This is not something I bet as big as a premium play, no way in hell, or a personal play, no way in hell, okay? I'll post it up in the comments as well. love the fact that it's plus money. So there you go. Posted it up in the comments as well. We're still going to get you guys on an additional free play. Don't worry, I'm still going to get you guys on something good. Premium or my personal. One of the two, we're going to get you on one of them here in a little bit as well. Now, we've been live for over 2 hours, 2 hours and 15 minutes we've been live for as well. So, hold on one second. Just so everybody knows, Anthony Davis tonight for the Lakers. He's hopeful tonight, but he is a game time decision. So, with that being said, let's get back to the game day breakdowns. Going to do the next one for you. Gonna do the next one for you. And then, Andre, when we're done with that, we'll touch the Maryland Seton Hall game for you as well. So let me go back into my 5 Dimes account and open up the odds on that one, make sure nothing's changed. Next one, we're going to do Wofford and Duke. All right, guys, line on this one is down. Let's start with where everything opened. All right, let's start with where everything opened, but let me get this game on my other screen over here, on the other iMac 27 up and running. For everybody that doesn't know, this is game 7-11 and 7-12. Line actually opened up Duke laying 19. That line is now down to 17.5, plus 17.5 for Wofford. Total opened up this morning at 146. It plummeted like a rock. It's slowly creeping back up, though. It hit its bottom. All right. Line opened up at 146. It plummeted. It was down to 141 in a couple spots. It's now coming back up at 141.5 at the Westgate. MGM still has it at one, or moved it back up to 142. And 143 at CG Technologies. 5 Dimes has it at 141.5 and minus 17.5, which you see on the screen. Excuse me. So, diving in depth into these two teams. Tito, that's because your deposit with 5 Dimes is pending because you used a electronic transfer. You need to use a credit or debit card. All right, hang on one second. Just give me 1 second, guys, and we're going to dive in depth into both of these programs. Alrighty. So, let's take a look at Wofford. We all know they're coming off a big win, right? They're coming off a big win on Sunday. They upset North Carolina, who just got smacked in the face by Gonzaga. They just beat North Carolina 68-64 on the road. They have other wins over North Greenville, Gardner-Webb, North Carolina Central, Maryland Eastern Shores, High Point, and Eskin. All right, they have losses against William and Mary, Butler, Missouri, and South Florida. Those 4 losses came back to back to back to back from November 12th through November 21st. In a little 9-day stretch, they lost 4 straight games. One was at home against William and Mary. They lost by 1. Other than that, they lost 3 straight road games. And believe it or not, they came back. They've won 2 straight road games against Maryland Eastern Shores and none other than North Carolina. All right, guys, here they are trying to upset another team. They get Duke at home. It's going to be a tall task, a big line. Are they going to be able to be competitive as a team from Spartanburg, South Carolina? Are the Terriers going to be competitive against the Blue Devils? We're going to find out, all right, guys. Coach Osinski, he's got his team rolling. They're back on track after losing to Stephen F. Austin back on November 26th. If you guys remember, probably the upset of the year. No doubt about it. They lost 85-83. Before that, they opened up the year with a big win over Kansas, Colorado State, Central Arkansas, Georgia State, Cal, Georgetown, Winthrop, They just beat Michigan State by 12, and they just beat Virginia Tech by 14. Duke is rolling. Coach K, he's got his kids rolling. And remember, Coach K said in the very beginning of the season, this is a different Duke program. This is not the program of last year. All right, this is not the Zion Barrett program rolling. All right, guys. Yeah, they've got Stanley. They've got Trey Jones back, the 6'3" sophomore. They've got Wendell Moore coming up as a freshman, 6'6" freshman. Matthew Hurt playing as a freshman. Vernon Carey, their 6'10" center, who's a freshman. They have a lot of young kids. They have a lot of young kids that are going to have experience soon. But as Coach K said, this is not an entire team where everybody's going to move to the NBA. This is a learning team. This is a Duke team that is very similar to teams that he's coached in the past, where it's a very deep bench. Whereas last year it was their starting five and maybe one or two off of the bench. Every kid is capable of playing and playing exceptionally well for Duke. They're working through a lot of bumps in the road to be able to get to where they are right now, and they're doing it in stride. They're beating great teams in the process by getting rid of Virginia Tech, Michigan State, Georgetown, who's playing exceptionally well this year, and obviously Kansas, who they beat in the very beginning of the year as their first official game, not a preseason warm-up, with their Big Five here. And when you're taking a look, obviously, they're going to be looking for that big leadership out of Trey Jones. And when you say leadership, 6'3" sophomore. They do have some senior leadership experience on the bench. Jack White, they're 6'7" senior. No doubt about brings experience, and he'll move from the forward position to the center position and get some playing time all over the place. With the exception of that, they've got a couple juniors, but for the most part, you're going to see Wendell Moore, Cassius Stanley, Matthew Hurt, Vernon Carey, freshman. No doubt about it. Freshman team going to be leading the charge here. I like what Duke's been doing as of late. I like the quality of opponent they've been playing. Duke has not shied away from opponents this year. They're getting ready to go into a fairly easier schedule for them. Once they start conference play, they're going to get the likes of Boston College, Miami, Georgia Tech, Wake Forest. They'll get a game against Clemson. But their next real big marquee matchup is going to be against Louisville in the middle of January. All right. Matter of fact, it's on January 18th, which is the next UFC event here in Vegas. Conor McGregor starring in that one. So they'll have some tougher tasks as far as the schedule goes, but they're getting their real tough big games out of the way. They're getting them done early, and their team's actually not only learning to play, but excelling. And that's one thing that I like about Duke. I do not have a play on the side on this game, and we're going to finish breaking it down. But I do like Duke in this scenario. But I do think, based on the way, Wolford coming to play, they just knocked off a big team. These kids got a big chip on their shoulder. They may be in for a major letdown. Because I'll be honest, the Duke of 2019 and what we're going to see in 2020 is much different than what North Carolina's playing with, all right? Duke's playing with a full deck of cards, meaning their entire bench can ball out. So taking a look at Wolford, obviously when you take adjusted efficiency on offense, they do have one of the better offenses. They shoot the ball exceptionally well. They're nailing their free throws, which is where Duke struggles. They're knocking down three balls. They're converting two-point plays. They're hitting 53.5% from the field. Duke hitting just 52.3%. No doubt about it, the Duke offense, light years ahead of Wolford. However, Wolford does come in with the 50th best offense in Division I. However, that is based on quality of opponent. All right, quality of opponent for Wolford, when you're taking a look, that's North Carolina and Butler. And Butler may be on the caliber of North Carolina this year. But other than that, it's the High Points, the Gardner-Webbs, the North Carolina Centrals, the Gardner-Webbs, the Missouris, the William and Marys, that they get the adjusted efficiency from. Whereas, Duke's adjusted efficiency, that goes against playing against defenses like Virginia Tech's, like Michigan State's, like Kansas's, all right, like Georgetown's defense. So they definitely are well vested as far as Duke having the better offense here. Now, when it comes to defense, no doubt about it, Duke's got the third best defense in all of Division I. Wolford coming in near the bottom. All right, they're definitely going to struggle defending Duke, in my opinion. one place where Duke excels is on defense. They've been playing some good defense, holding some quality teams to poor shooting. However, the one thing that I don't like is Duke's defending the three. They allow teams to hit 35.2%, which will definitely go in Wolford's favor. They knocked down 35.7%. They're one of the better teams in the top one-third of Division I at knocking down a three ball. Duke, no slouch either. They're hitting 35%. Definitely could pick those three balls up. They're not the team that they were last year from out deep. Wolford hitting 53.4% of all their two-point plays. Duke just 52.2%. But Duke's holding teams to just 48% shooting. And I do retract my statement. Duke is holding teams to 29.3% shooting from out deep. When it comes to the free throw, Wolford is great. Wolford knocking down 78% from the charity stripe, and it shows. They rely on 21, but they don't rely on it. As far as free throw, they're an excellent free throw shooting team. They could get a lot more free points basically by driving down low and picking up some cheap fouls on the opposing teams. But they're only relying on free throws for 15% of their total points, but they're knocking down 78%. So a key to Wolford, if they want to stay and have a chance to cover, then they're definitely going to have to pick up some fouls. They're definitely going to have to get on that charity stripe, because when they're on that charity stripe, they knock them down. Key to Duke, keep Wolford off the charity stripe. Keep playing your number 3D in the entire country, and they should be able to keep Wolford from even making a game out of this one, in my opinion. Duke definitely goes to the bench a lot. It shows. They go to the bench for nearly 40% of the minutes. That's because Coach K said, in the very beginning, before they even the season started, this is a very deep roster. He's not relying on just 5 players. He's got an entire bench to go to. Taking a look at height advantage, major height advantage, over 3-inch height advantage on average for Duke. Height, muscle, size, talent level, obviously Duke. Coach K will allow him to play with a 2-foul up to 24% of the time in the 2-foul participation protocol. Wolford guys, Jay McMalley, he'll allow him to play over 20% as well. So both teams will be willing to risk their players for a little bit of playing time. 20% is not much. If there's 10 minutes remaining, they'll get roughly 2.5 minutes to 3 minutes of playing time. So not much there. But Coach K knows his players and knows who he can rely on as well. But again, as far as this one goes, as far as the side on this one goes, I do lean towards Duke laying the 17.5. I think Wolford has a big letdown after their big monster win. They're definitely going to come in trying to ball out. They may try and do a little too much against a Duke defense that they haven't seen yet. So they played North Carolina. They upset North Carolina on the road. Do they do it today? No. Nope, I do not believe they do it today. So with that, I do lean towards Duke laying the 17.5, and I like the fact that the line actually dropped a full 1.5. So next up, what we're going to do. We're going to do the Maryland game next. Maryland and Seton Hall. That is next up on the list. We'll get this one up on the screen for you guys, and we'll start breaking down this one for you. And remember, our NFL game of the year goes down Sunday. $50, big monster win. My game of the week tomorrow, $50 as well. It's already posted on the website, my game of the week. Guaranteed a winner. You get the next one absolutely free. And guys, if you're not familiar with my game of the weeks, we keep knocking them down. All right, we keep absolutely blowing the doors off of them. Easy win after easy win after easy win. And I'm telling you guys, super, super, super easy. And again, if you're new to the channel, literally, if you're new to the channel, you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button down below. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way you get notified each and every single time we go live and we put out a daily free play video. You'll be notified. Tap that little bell button next to it. That way you get instant notifications. And again, when you're done with that, we've got over 100 people here. We've actually had, I don't know if it'll tell me just yet, but let me see if I pop up the analytics for our live video. Ty, what's going on? Appreciate it. We've had quite a few people tuning in, coming and going, guys. Over 600 people already that have came and gone. Do us a big favor. Matter of fact, do yourself a big favor. Big round of applause to you guys. Do us a big favor. Give us a big thumbs up in the video. Let us know you appreciate all the hard work that we do to bring you guys the content 7 days a week. We'll be live again tomorrow, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, and then on Saturday and Sundays, dark and early in the morning, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. So again, killer time going on. I gave you guys a free prop bet already, and remember, if you need a place to bet that prop, if you need a place to bet, please go give 5 Dimes a look. Let them know you came from here. All you have to do that is just click on the link. Just click on the link we sent, or that I just posted in the live chat, and they'll instantly know that you came from here. That way, they are a paying sponsor here. That way, hopefully, they'll renew. This contract is out for them to renew, and it's definitely beneficial. They're the reason why you get a free UFC fight pick. So if you want to get free UFC fight picks, all of next year, make sure you go give 5 Dimes some love as well. So I see I froze the screen again with my ugly mug. So let me unfreeze it. All right, so we are back. We're ready to rock, ready to roll, ready to break this one down, and it's always going to be a great time. So without further ado, we're going to do this next game day breakdown. David K, thank you for jumping on board. I see you just jumped on board. The 1 week package of my personal plays. As soon as we're off live, we're going to be off live here in about 15 minutes. I will text you my personal plays. I don't know if you're watching the show, but if you are, thanks for jumping on board. He just got the week of my personal plays. Game of the week tomorrow, guaranteed Saturday on Saturday, and our big NFL game of the year on that big $300 package. It's actually a big with a little price $300 package. Killer deal. Tom, glad you cashed on Portland. Tom says, nice winner yesterday with Portland. Kyle made my day. Fantastic. I love hearing that. No, Brian, fight picks will not be out until after the weigh-in. We never post the UFC fight picks until after the weigh-in. Need to see who misses weight and who has a bad weight cut before they post them. But glad that one actually ended up covering for us. It was a little dicey down the stretch, but hey, we got the cover at the end, and that's all that matters. We made the money. That's all that matters. So, all right, next one we're going to do, guys. Next one we're going to do Maryland Seton Hall for you. That is going to be the next one, Maryland and Seton Hall. Then we'll get you guys on a free play. All right, then we'll get you guys on a free play, and just a quick little recap of what we've done so far. For everybody tuning in, we broke down the NC State game earlier in the day. That was the first one. Then we touched on the Texas State and Georgia Southern game. We touched the Princeton and Hofstra game, as well as the UTEP and Houston game, as well as we just did the Wofford and Duke game. And now we're going to get into the big marquee matchup of the night, Maryland, Seton Hall, Fox Sports 1, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, taking place in the Prudential Center, Newark, New Jersey, for all our New Jersey people. Okay. For everybody that doesn't know, Seton Hall is at home. They do get a decent, let's just start with a 3.4 ranking as a home court advantage at the Prudential Center. Not a big place, holds 9,800 screaming fans. I mean, it's in the top 100 as far as size goes. Not as far as home court advantage. Home court advantage, I would give a slight 1.5, 2-point favorite for Seton Hall playing at home. Taking a look at the line on this one, for everybody that's looking for the line on this, it's game 7-15, 7-16. Maryland actually opened up to as a 3-point favorite. The Sharps said, no, that's wrong. We're going to pound it, and they did. All right, it moved up to 5, It moved up to 6. I mean, it was literally as the refreshes go this morning when the lines came out, and the line's actually moving right now. All right, laying 6.5. Total opened up at 142.5. It plummeted 4 points. It's down to 138.5 as well. So when you're diving in depth into these two teams, first of all, let's take a look at Maryland. 10-1 wins, 10 straight wins. They beat Holy Cross, Rhode Island, Oakland, Fairfield, George Mason, Temple, Harvard, Marquette, Notre Dame, and Illinois. Boom, run into Penn State on the road in their second conference game of the year. They lose 76-69 on the road. Penn State dominated. All right, take a look at Seton Hall. 6-4 on the year. They've played some tough teams, I'm just going to tell you that. Their 6 wins: Wagner, Stony Brook, St. Louis, Florida A&M, Southern Miss, and Iowa State, who they beat 84-76. They lost to Michigan State by 3, 76-73. They hung tough. They lost to Oregon by 2, 71-69. All right. Lost to Iowa State by 10. They lost to Rutgers by 20. They lost to Rutgers by 20 last Saturday. Rutgers shocking the world by beating Seton Hall by 20 points. All right. First of all, everybody should know Seton Hall has injuries. All right. Seton Hall Powell is out indefinitely with a concussion. Powell is out. All right. Everybody needs to know that. Key player for Seton Hall. All right, guys. The Pirates without Powell, Miles Powell, guys, they're 6'2" senior. I mean, yes, they still got senior leadership in Quincy McKnight and Romero Gill. All right. However, Powell was one of their key factors in their big wins, even in their tiny losses to the likes of Oregon. He was their team's MVP in their loss to Oregon, where they lost by a bucket. He played 36 minutes, and he put up 32 points. Now, against Rutgers, got hurt, played 15 minutes, put up 6 points. All right, and their loss to Iowa State, put up 33 minutes, put up 19 points. This is a kid that they would have got 33 to 36 production minutes out of. He doesn't get in foul trouble. All right, he doesn't get in foul trouble, so he commands those minutes, and the kid can absolutely ball out. Now that he's out, big advantage right straight there for Maryland. No doubt about it, and I'm sure anybody that knows these programs will tell you with Powell being out, definite advantage towards Maryland for that aspect. Cameron Hayes, we went over the Wofford and Duke game. We went over the Princeton game, NC State game, Texas State game, and the Houston and UTEP game. And now we're doing what's on the screen, Maryland and Seton Hall. All right. First of all, side by side. So you take a look at what each team's done. Obviously, Seton Hall has a couple great victories on the year. They've also have a couple nail-biting losses that they took amazing quality teams like the Ducks to losing by 2 to the Ducks in a very close battle. But that was with Powell. They're out with Powell now. All right. So first of all, Maryland, Seton Hall, their offenses, very similar numbers. With the exception, let's flip-flop 3-ball shooting for Maryland and free throw shooting for Seton Hall. But Seton Hall, not that far off of Maryland's free throw shooting anyways. So Seton Hall, they hit 52.2% from the field, 48.8% from Maryland. Where Maryland struggles is that 3-ball. They're hitting just 30.8% of all their 3-point attempts, whereas Seton Hall's knocking down 36.8% from out deep. All right, but when you take a look at Old Powell, in their loss against Iowa State, he knocked down 4. He actually took 11 attempts. He was actually, he's still hitting his mark. He's still hitting the team average. He went 4 of 11 from out deep. Against Iowa State, he was 4 of 10. Against Southern Miss, he went 2 of 9, but 6 of 6 from the free throw line. Against Oregon, he put up 7 3-pointers. Against Michigan State, he put up 6 3-pointers. Powell was the key for their 3-ball shooting as well. So take a look at all those 2-point plays. Similar, identical numbers. Seton Hall 50%, Maryland 50.6%. Seton Hall struggles from the free throw line. They hit 68.6%, but that's not that much of a difference. Barely less than 3% difference from what Seton Hall knocking down at 71.5%. One edge that Maryland definitely has is turnovers. turnovers on offense. They don't create as many or give up as many as Seton Hall. They're averaging just 17.1% of the time. When it comes to on defense, they've been great at creating turnovers, especially blocking shots. Maryland has been blocking 14.8% of the shots. That's actually the 26th best in Division One in that category. Taking a look at point differentials and point distribution, Seton Hall relying on the three ball for 36% of their points. They're going to be going up against a Maryland defense that holds team to 32.7%. All right. One spot where Maryland relies heavy on is the free throw. All right, is the free throw. They are averaging 71.5% from the charity stripe, and they're getting almost 22% of their total points from the free throw line as well. 2 foul participation, both run in similar numbers. Roughly 20% for Seton Hall, roughly 18% for Maryland. So not a real big factor. All right, not a real big factor. Coach Mark Turgeon of the Terrapins guys from Maryland, he'll allow his players to play for up to 18% roughly. That's the average number. So Jalen Smith, their 6'10" sophomore senior. Dante Scott, their 6'7" freshman. This kid is big, all right, and he's only growing. He's a young kid. Daryl Morsell, they're going to allow him to play for a couple minutes if there's time remaining in the first half. Let's just say one of them picks up their second foul with 10 minutes to go. They're going to get roughly 2 minutes of playing time. The same percentages are roughly the same for Seton Hall. Kevin Willard, he'll allow his kids to play, for roughly 20%, but take Miles Powell out of the equation because he is not playing today. Miles Powell is out indefinitely with a concussion that he took in their last game against Rutgers, which limited him to 15 minutes and just 6 points. So, again, Miles Powell out for Seton Hall. As far as this one goes, guys, if Miles Powell was actually going to be playing today, my opinion might be, I wouldn't say drastically different. I would still be leaning. It would be more of a lean than an actual play on where I'm at. Can one player make a huge difference? Absolutely. Absolutely. You take out a big piece to Seton Hall's puzzle, and it's going to create even more opportunities for Maryland to exploit that because not only could he ball on offense, Powell can ball on defense as well. And if you take a look at his stat numbers, just so far on this season, not huge when it comes to rebounds, but he's still picking up 4 defensive rebounds, couple offensive rebounds off the glass, getting his own rebound a couple times, as well as takeaways. He's averaging, roughly 3 takeaways on defense a game. Matter of fact, he's in the Iowa State game. He had four steals. He had 3 against Florida A&M and 3 against Wagner as well. So this kid was able to ball out on both sides of the court for Seton Hall. And with him being gone, huge advantage. And again, before I get you guys on a free play, remember, if you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button. All right, subscribe to the YouTube channel right down below. And then when you're done with that, hit that thumbs up button, guys. Do us a big favor, hit that thumbs up button. Help us out. Only 77 so far. Would love to see that number over 100 in every single live show, and then 200, and then 300. So again, hit that big thumbs up button. Let us know you appreciate all the hard work that we do to bring you guys the free content 7 days a week. We'll be live again tomorrow, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, as always. And again, I look forward to working with each and every single one of you. We actually have a really, really, really big week planned ahead. Not only have my personal plays been lights out, premium plays gonna be back on track, heating up in short time. Today specifically, I love what we're putting out on premium plays. I love what we're putting out on my personal plays. If you guys are not working with me on my personal plays, you might want to think about it. All right, you might want to think about it. Got a nice little run going, and we're going to keep it going. We did have one minor setback earlier in the week on Monday, but we bounced back strong after that. Other than that, no doubt about it, games are going to be good. So a lot of packages to choose from that are great killer deals for you guys, as well as, my game of the week tomorrow. Remember, if you want to get on board my game of the week, it is one of the college football plays tomorrow. You have to be on board by 2 p.m. Eastern time in order to be on my game of the week. I'm not telling you if it's the first Buffalo and Charlotte game or if it's the second Kent State game, but what I'm telling you is if you want an easy winner tomorrow, you need to get on board my game of the week. $50 guaranteed to win. You get the next one free. And don't forget, you don't need to wait till tomorrow to get on a package. Get on today, guys. Let's make a boatload of money together. Water's warm. Jump on in. Let's make some money, and let's keep the fun times rolling. So without further ado, it is that time of day for a free play for you guys. And remember, if you're on my personal plays and you haven't already got them yet, if you did not get my text message, send me a message right now. That way I know to resend them to you, because I sent them out long before we went live, nearly 3 hours ago. So again, guys, long shows every single day, breaking down games, putting you guys on free leans. Leans just alone this week, 8-2. All right, leans just this week, 8-2 on the live show, and we're gonna keep it going. We'll keep the that trending in the right direction, and we'll keep putting money in your guys' pocket. And again, remember, UFC fight picks. UFC goes down early Saturday. All right, UFC goes down early. It literally goes Friday night here on the West Coast. It starts at 2 a.m. Eastern time. Early prelim fights start 2 a.m. Eastern time, 11 p.m. Pacific time. All right, that's when the fight card starts. So you're going to want to make sure you're on board the UFC, as well as making your bets before you go to bed Friday night. All right, before you go to bed Friday night. And if you want FC's max fight pick for free, he's 8-0-1 in the last 9, and he's actually hit 8 straight. So he's actually 8-0 in the last 8 max fight picks that he's put out. We hammered home a nice big win last week, the week before that, and it's going to be another one. If you want that max fight pick for free, all you have to do is get on board our bowl package. Speaking of bowl package, I gave you guys a prop that's going to be part of the bowl package today. All you have to do is get on our bowl package. Buy our bowl package. You get a minimum of 20 college football bowl selections. Okay, you may get 22, you may get 27, but you're going to get a minimum of 20. We guarantee you a 70% or better success rate. So that means you need to go 14-6 or better, assuming you get just a bare minimum of 20. Or you're going to get a week of premium plays absolutely free. On top of that, for $199, what we're giving everybody, we're giving absolutely everybody 3 days free of our prop package. So if you want the rest of the winning props we have today, get on board it. We're going to give you 2 days of our winning soccer package. I was told soccer Friday and Saturday is going to be lights out, multiple games a day. You're going to get that absolutely free. And then you're also going to get FC's max fight pick on Saturday morning, early morning, late Friday night. You're going to get that absolutely free as well. Guess it's time for a lean package? Nope. All you got to do is watch the show. All you got to do is watch the show. But remember, guys, for myself personally, leans are leans. Leans are leans. Sometimes I bet them, sometimes I don't. What I do bet is I bet our premium plays, my personal plays. So, free play for you guys today. We are rolling college basketball, the game we just broke down, if you guys were not aware. Free premium play, Maryland laying the 6. Brian, no soccer today. Soccer tomorrow. No soccer today, soccer tomorrow. Maryland lay the 6.5 as your free official premium play of the day. Just posted it up in the comment section. Remember, guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button on your way out the door. Hit that thumbs up button. It always definitely helps us out, gets our video trending on YouTube, and it's always seriously much appreciated. So enjoy that big free play, guys. Let's pound the books. Let's have a great time, and let's make some money. So that's 2 free plays in this video. Free prop play. If you want the other props, you got to get on the bowl package. It's the only way to get the other props right now. All right, it's the only way to get the other props is to get on the bowl package. So it's going to be a great time, guys. Let's make a boatload of money together today. If you want another free play, we do have another free play out there. All right, if you want another free play, I'm telling you, there's another free play. It is in the NHL, right out of our NHL package. Erie Soul, if the premium hits, I'll think about it. Well, if I had just a nickel for every time I heard that, let me tell you, I wouldn't hold my breath, nor do I really care. If you sign up, you sign up. If you don't, I really don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I'm going to make money regardless if you sign up or you just stay here and join us for all the free shows. the leans as well as the free plays. Makes no difference to me. So I'm going to be making money. Why? Because I actually bet these games. Unlike other services that say they got 300K in an offshore account, yet they bet $200. They bet $100 a unit, but you got 300K in an offshore account. We actually bet what we give out here. So as you guys can see. So good luck. What I always preach, always bet within your means. You're very welcome, Big John, as well as everybody else. Brian, thanks for that thumbs up. So, with that being said, good luck. Always bet within your means. Don't do anything stupid, which relates to always bet within your means. If you're going to go to a bar or restaurant, watch the games, don't drink and drive. Call an Uber or a friend, but not me. Because I'll be at home with the little one and my missus. Toby, have a great day as well. Everybody have a great day. Cedric Jones, thanks for tuning in, brother. No, Mark. Not that one. The one that we just broke down, Maryland and Seton Hall. The Maryland and Seton Hall game. And Maryland and Eastern Shore is way different line. Way different line. Jeremy, appreciate it. I'd never recommend put all your money on one game. That would be a foolish thing to do. That would be a foolish thing to do. For everybody that doesn't know, Trae Young is probable for today. Very welcome, William. All right, guys. Take it easy. Enjoy your day. Let's make a boatload of money. It's time for me to go chow down on some lunch. It's noon here. Well, almost noon. Good luck. Have a great day, guys. And remember, we will see you guys live tomorrow. Take it easy. Take it easy, everybody.